You ready?
I'm ready.
This is your spiritual podcast station, bringing you the uncut, unblocked, and unscripted. This is the only place in the podcast universe giving you a balanced approach and a look at the other side. Everything from A to Z. We are live right now in the 1831 studio. My name is Natia Moore.
And I'm Anthony Fliggins.
And this is Pastor Anthony Said. Thank you, everyone, for joining this episode of Pastor Anthony Said. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We're
Yes. Do all of them. Like, share, and subscribe.
All of them.
All. Support this.
Yes.
We support you and
That's
all
right.
those who are actually in the podcast community.
Yes.
And so we're grateful for that and this opportunity to continue to do what we are. I guess I won't guess. I say we're called to do, at least for this time.
Definitely.
and I'm excited about that.
Yes, definitely,
Good.
definitely. Thanks everybody that tunes in every week on Apple and Spotify. We definitely see a rapid growth in that, so that's great.
That's good.
Excellent.
That's good.
Excellent.
All the comments, critiques, and criticism, the jokes, and everything else.
Yeah.
Keep it coming. We love it.
Yeah.
We love
Thanks.
it.
Thanks
We
for
love
the
it. We love
comments and the love and all
All
of
that,
that.
and a little bit of hate.
Yeah.
We love it.
Come on in the room, everybody.
Everybody, come on in,
Let
share.
us know if you can hear
Share
us.
with somebody. Let us know if
Hear
we
us
can hear.
good.
Let us know if we clear. Some people say when they text me, I don't answer my text right away, but I will answer today. I have my phone on me, make sure everything was clear, make sure all systems are go. And we are coming to the end of our interim period.
Yes.
And it's been a blessing so far. And the people that we've had on and the people that have been a part of this has been a unique blessing to do what we are called to do in this day and in this hour. And so everybody who have come on has been awesome. Everybody who's come on has been good. They've shared, we have some insight, foresight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
You
just
say.
been, yeah, that's right. It had all these things. And we are excited about what is happening and what's about to happen.
Yes.
So we are coming up on season 2.
We're coming up
Season
on
2 is getting ready to start, and it's going to be a blessing. Now, this is uncut. It's unscripted. And so we don't have any, there are no papers here. There are no stats here. You know what I'm saying? There is nothing here. Everything we're talking about on the cuff. And not only that, what we are doing, also what many of you do not know, but some of you know now, is that when we do speak, it is not like we had some time in the green room to talk about what we're talking about.
No.
I mean, we straight from work, straight from business meetings.
Work.
I mean, like, we clocked out,
Straight like that. And
20, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And we come right here,
That's
in the 1831 studios.
Yes.
And it's designed that way so we have an honest conversation.
Yes.
An honest and genuine conversation. Sometimes we're tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes lethargic. Sometimes excited. But you're getting all these feels in one because we are all this.
Absolutely.
And this is us.
Absolutely.
And so people like to be more polished. Things like that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
However, when you live a so-called polished lifestyle, when everything got to be correct and everything has to be right and everything, if not right, righteous.
Yeah.
If everything have to be accurate, sometimes just letting your hair down a little bit. When I'm sort of being, I guess I'm authentic to the place that people can really see your flaws.
Yes.
What you have and what you don't have, what you know and what you you don't know.
Yes.
And what you think you know.
What you think you know.
And that's
Absolutely.
serious. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? I think we have to have a segment called that.
I think so. I
What
posted
you
something
think
called.
you know. Go ahead.
I posted something recently and it said, "Not perfection, but progress."
Okay.
So I think that kind of goes with like what
I like
you just
that.
said. Yeah.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
Like
I
not perfection.
I was never, when I was younger, I was into wanting to be perfect, wanting to do everything right. Now I can care less about that. I can care less about it.
Yeah,
So
it took me a minute. But.
it is what it is.
Yes, definitely. But this interim period has been very interesting. We have talked to a lot of different people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. For the last, it's been about 8 weeks.
8 weeks, little months, so in 2 weeks. That's so good. And
yeah.
everybody's come on and been faithful and
Yes.
have they've stepped up to the plate.
Yes.
Some of them had some fears, some concerns. Some of them was excited.
Yes.
All these things. But kudos to you, and I'd like to say thank you.
Thank you for
All of you who interrupted, not interrupted. Thank you for all of you who have interjected. I don't want to use that word. I don't want to use that word either. I don't want to use that word either. Thank all of you for being a part.
Okay.
How's that? So let's keep it simple.
I mean, it's simple.
Just trying to find a word.
Okay.
I don't need to find no big words. Thank you for being a part. I'm
Thank
serious.
you. Thank
And I'm grateful. And I'm excited.
Absolutely.
And you could have said no, but you said yes.
Yes.
And I did learn some things.
Definitely.
So I think one of these segments, one of these episodes, we're going to have to talk about and replace some of the things that were said.
Definitely.
And so some of these points, and then we may build our segment from some of the things that were said from some of our people. And we may let that be the launching pad for the actual talk that day.
Okay.
So we're going to do that. Even some Pastor Anthony said. Some of our pastors.
Yes.
You know, we're going to take the points that was spoken.
Yeah.
Let the point be the topic. You know what I'm saying? Let it, let that, we're going to launch with that.
Yeah.
And then from there, we're going to host a discussion.
Okay.
And then we're going to let some people in.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it.
Beautiful.
Like that. And, let's see where it go like that. So
Even
there's a lot of things we can do. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Some of the guests even said they learned a lot about themselves just in being in the interview, and they just completely learned a lot about themselves. So I thought that was cool.
That was good. But in the building today,
yes,
we got somebody in the building who's
yes.
We got my brother in the building.
Oh,
yes. We got him in the building. Man. So Antonio, introduce you. My name is Anthony. His name is Antonio. My father tried to do it the best he can to make all our names kind of sound the same.
All A's.
All A's. He said if he had another one, it would have been Antoine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He wanted the Antoinette. He wanted all this. He was going with all the A's. 18. 18. Yeah, that's what he wanted. But anyway, introduce yourself, man.
Okay. I'm the younger brother and the middle child of the Fliggins family.
Whoa, middle child.
So
okay.
They say about the middle child, but Antonio Fliggins, owner and operator of Primetime Security. I'm a youth head football coach. I'm a former HBCU athlete. And there you go.
Tell us about yourself, man. Let us know, man. Tell us some stuff about yourself. Tell us some stuff about you. Who are you? Tell us some stuff about yourself, man.
All right, so I'm gonna say, I guess I'm gonna put it like this. So I say I'm the middle child, but they know they said the middle child syndrome. I don't really know what the middle syndrome showing me. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
I don't think
you talk what it is.
Suffer from that?
I don't know if I do suffer from that because I don't even know what it is. So I might suffer from it and I don't know.
They say the middle child is a little crazy now. They say you are a Gemini, so I mean,
Yeah, I'm a Gemini.
Maybe a little bit.
But nobody never know I'm a Gemini until I say something.
I kind of knew. It was a spark. I just knew when I.
Because you a Gemini too, right?
I am.
So that's why you probably knew.
Yeah, I knew. But the average person wouldn't.
Average person wouldn't know. They be calling me everything else but a Gemini.
Would they?
No, because they say Gemini's got split personality now. I don't
That's
have
what
that.
they say.
I'm always the same. I ain't up and down. I ain't in and out. I'm always the same. Now, when it's time for me to turn up, I can turn up and go in.
Right.
So, I know.
So they say the middle child can have negative effects going into adult childhood. Basically, like they're like the weird child.
Okay, so let me say why the middle child. Let's deal with this real quick.
Okay.
Here's the definition of the middle child. The middle child is the child that doesn't get as much attention as the first or the last. The first one get a lot of attention because it's first. So the first one get a lot of attention. It's the first one, the first one that's born, the first one that gets. You know what I'm saying? If anything happened to the firstborn, because it's the first, so it's like the experimental child. Mm-hmm. So the first child is the experiment child.
I don't mean to cut you off,
the test dummy.
Go ahead.
Like in our family, I got all the attention.
No, that's what we're saying.
Oh, okay.
That's what we're saying. No, that's what you're saying. No, you did get all the attention. He did get all the attention. But
which
the first
normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, but he got all the attention, but I was the experiment child.
Right.
So what I mean is everything they experimented with me, or just, you know what I'm saying? They already knew it when it came to you.
Gotcha.
And so when it came to
Tested it
you,
out.
he started, he everything he said was funny. Everything he did was a joke. When he didn't get attention, he demanded attention just by virtue of what he did.
Oh.
The baby child is the one that gets it all because they are the baby. So they get everything. And the baby child not only get the attention from the parents, but the baby child also get the attention from the siblings.
Gotcha.
So the baby child usually stays a baby the longest.
Yeah.
Where the oldest child is forced to grow up.
Gotcha.
And the middle child can just be a child. And that's what the middle child is. I can just be a child. And so they're staying that energy till they grow up.
Oh, wow.
They'll stay right there because I don't have to be anything else. I don't get all the attention, and I'm not the one who is actually happen to be the one to grow up fast and take care of this and take care of that.
So where does that negative thing come from? Where everybody says the middle child is like crazy.
They say the most unsuccessful.
Is that too? Because of the attention.
like
because it's all it is the attention. And when you get all that attention, is when you are, I guess, demanding that attention. Certain people gravitate to it, and certain people just don't like it.
Okay.
And wherever you are in the family, you get what I'm saying? You know, hey, it is what it is. So, and that, yeah. So some people like that. You know, I like this, or I enjoy this, or it's just him. Oh, you know that's your brother. You know, oh, he just being himself. Leave him alone. I'm like, no, we ain't leaving him alone. No, he need to do this thing. He need to do what I'm doing.
Right.
Like, no, just leave him alone.
I gotta do what he gotta do.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm cleaning up my room, cleaning up the house, doing this, doing that, putting out the trash all the time. You know, and come to him, he all right. That's your brother being your brother. I'm like, no, that's not all right.
But maybe
go for
cut you out. But when we was growing up, though, I did get the kind of, if I can find the right word, is, oh, Bishop, you got to watch him.
Yeah.
Bishop, you don't need to, he gonna
keep your eyes on that one.
I don't know about him, Bishop.
Okay, that's every time.
He gonna rail off, but he the one gonna rail. I ain't never do none of that.
Yeah. But because he had that demeanor.
Yeah, I did.
He had that.
I was always fighting.
Always in the fight. Yeah. Pretty boy, always fighting.
Always in the fight.
Always cool. He was cool in middle school, cool in high school, cool. He always, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guys gravitate. At one point, I was no longer. Well,
the big brother.
Yeah. I was his brother. He wasn't mine.
Wow.
And so people were like, hey, man, you Flig's brother. I said, no, he's my brother.
Right.
I was born first.
Yeah. That's how I started.
Yo, you Flig's brother. Like, no, I'm not Flig's brother.
Right.
Flig's is my brother. I was born first.
That's hilarious.
And so we had to go through that for a minute.
Yeah, we had to go through that.
Damn, man.
Hilarious.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was getting all the fights all around the school.
Everybody knew.
They knew. Yeah, so that was. And that part I did have that.
Okay.
I had to run the fight, but I think what kind of steered me in the right direction was me playing ball.
Okay.
That kind of kept my focus on like, all right, now pick that up and focus on it. Because when I started being my ball, I was just like tunnel vision. I ain't see nothing else but the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of steered me straight. Not a little bit. It steered me straight all the way.
Okay.
I mean, it steered me straight all the way because I wasn't like getting in no trouble at a point in time, leaving the girls alone. I was just like, boom.
Focus.
I was just so focused with it. So I think that kind of scared me off from
all the other
stuff, though. All the other things. And so that's why I say at the end of the day is, regardless of who you are, what sign you are, it's going to come down to making a choice. Everything comes down to making a choice. Okay. That's why, in a way, I have like my homeboys and stuff like that. I had very little, I got sympathy for them, then I don't have sympathy for them. It was like a 50-50. Because I always say that it's a choice. Because at the end of the day I had my mother and father in the house, good brother, good sister, going to church every day. And it boiled down to me making a decision, not about from the streets, the ball, but I had to make a decision between coming off a good job and the ball.
Okay.
So it was still, I was 20 years old working at Giants, making $13, $14 an hour with full benefits. Right. And I had to make a decision, do I stay here?
Right, or do I pursue?
Or do I pursue this ball? Yeah. And it's the same way with the guys in the street. Do I sell these pills? Or do I pick up this pill?
Right.
It's a choice.
You have to make a choice.
Right. So you
and both sides, I had my distractions, and they had their distractions. Right. But at the end of the day it's a choice.
It's a choice.
And I tell even when I'm coaching right now, these kids 5 years old, I tell them, you got a choice. You can do this and be successful, or you can do this and be unsuccessful. Even when I discipline them, I say, look, you can do push-ups, you can get this play right, or you can do push-ups look like me. Which one you want to do?
Okay.
So what do you say to them? What do you say? So
what
did you say to the man? What do you say to the man or to the woman that says I didn't have a choice?
Huh?
What do you say to that person that says I don't have a choice? Like I ain't had no choice. I had to do this. What do you say to that person?
On the road, what I've come to find out, dealing with I deal with a lot of men, more so than I ever dealt with women.
Okay.
And what I'm seeing in everyday life, everyday journey, I don't care how low you are or how bad you are or how good you are. It's still a choice. So I don't believe that nobody nobody can say I didn't have a choice.
Okay, you don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that because from my experience and then my outlook on life, I can't see like the worst of my homeboys had a choice.
Okay.
The poorest kid had a choice.
So you saying regardless? So like, for example,
I'm saying regardless of the walk of life or where they at in their life,
they have to.
At some point, they had a choice.
Even if it's a difficult choice.
Even if it's a difficult choice, it's still a choice.
Okay.
I never seen somebody didn't have a choice.
Okay.
I never seen it. And I deal with hundreds and hundreds of men, and I see them and they come to work every day. I'm like, I know you had a mirror. I know you had a mirror in the house. I know you had a mirror in the house. You came outside anyway.
You had a choice.
You really? I said you 35. You really came
like
out
that.
and that's how, and stuff like that. They know they had a choice.
Okay.
They 35, 40 years old, and you came outside to work like that. That let me know right. That's it. He chose to come outside like that.
Okay, so you don't put none of that on their upbringing. You don't put none of that on their upbringing.
No, because I'm putting them in the upbringing. Because certain things that they want to do, they can do it. They know how to get the girl. See, they always see it's all we always it's whatever we want to do. It seems like they can do it, but it seems like when it comes to certain things, they don't. It's like they brain freeze a little bit. Like prime example. I couldn't get to work today.
Okay.
But they'll never tell a girl I couldn't get there.
Oh, okay.
And-
That's what you're saying. Like they can make the hard choices when it comes to those kind of things.
See what I'm saying?
when
But
it
then
comes to-
it kind of, I couldn't get to work today, Flags. Or they'll never tell a girl if she tell them come over, I couldn't get there. No man. See, and that's why I'm like 50 with it.
So you have no sympathy for those people?
I just explained it to you.
Yeah, you did, but you don't have sympathy for those people?
You know how I am.
That's what I'm asking you.
Tell people. He know how I am.
Yeah, yes, you have no sympathy.
we have big arguments.
Yeah. So you don't have but you don't have no sympathy for those people.
I'm gonna say not sympathy, but like I told you, I'm torn.
You feel like it's
you're torn.
excuses.
I'm torn.
Okay.
I'm torn
Okay.
because I see every day you get up, you gotta make a decision to do something. So they're actually making decisions. You gotta make a decision to brush your teeth. You gotta make a decision to come out the house. You gotta make a decision where you go here. You gotta make a decision where you go there. It's we all have these decisions to make, and every day, me working with men, even women, and even dealing with men I'm not like I've been around, and like I'm different from my brother. He like most of his I'm gonna say his peers are church.
Yeah.
I'm like 75-25.
Okay.
At one time I was all church, but I always gravitated to what my homeboys in the streets always wanted to hang around me.
Okay.
And they come from, they saw him get the girls, and then they saw, if something go down, Flade's gonna be in there, he gonna buck. So the street guys kind of gravitate to me like, all right, Flags, even though he a church boy, this one can hang with us.
Right.
And so my peers was like, I was like well-rounded.
Okay.
So I had the church, and then my Bible grew up in the church. Everybody knew who my father was, so I had the kind of church group. But I kind of, over the last 10 to 15 years of my life, my peers are really the streets in the secular world.
Okay.
And I'm like a part of that, but kind of like on the outside looking in of that.
Okay.
But they are still my friends. I do anything for them, but I'm kind of, I don't want to use the word judgmental.
What word would you place it with then?
I will place. I'm gonna say. It got to be enough. It's not. I'm not. I don't think I'm judging.
Okay.
Because judgment is like judgment be a judge. Know what judgment would be? Me putting them down.
Well, maybe you're not condemning them.
That's what I mean. That's what I was going to say. I'm
But
not
you are judging them.
Huh?
You are judging.
We judge everybody every day.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you.
All right, but
You're not condemning them.
I'm not condemning them. I'm not putting them down.
All right, let me ask you a question. You got something to say, T?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. So you said
Okay.
that now. You said for the last 15 years, 10, 15 years, most of your contemporaries and your peers, your constituents, people that you help, and the people that you hang around, it's been mostly secular.
Secular.
Right? You get. Would you call that a choice?
Would I call that a choice?
If everybody got choices, is that a choice? Did you choose to hang around those kind of people? Is that a choice? Because you said in the last 15 years. So in the last 15 years, you made a choice to hang around these people.
I know where you're going at.
Thank you. Now, come on, yes, that's right.
You can't get me, bro.
Come on, then tell me that. Everybody got a choice.
I know the real Anthony.
Go ahead. I'm
I know the real. You can't get.
But this what this program is, though. Did you have a choice?
But you basing what you do all the time
Is
you rear off the train track, off the railroad tracks,
I'm just asking a question.
It's what you doing now.
But was it a choice?
Huh? Was it? You say was that now like this, Tia?
Sorry.
That wasn't a choice. That was like designed by my life.
And that's what some other people did.
No,
Go for it.
See, that's what I'm saying. Now that's like what he just did is took me to another conversation.
Okay.
Than what we was talking about. Because we was talking about everybody has a choice.
Right.
And then he brung it off and used one scenario of my life and then base it off of all of what I just said.
Yeah,
That's what he just did.
Right.
So basically that's like.
But I'm asking a question.
I know you're asking a question, but I'm telling you what you're doing.
I can't accept what I'm doing.
Okay, I know.
I chose to do that.
I know, but you are relating to. But you're relating to what I said before of everybody having decisions is the reason why you asked that, because you just said, ain't that a decision?
Yeah, ain't that a choice?
And basically what you're saying
is
that did they really have a choice? Because since what I did at that part of my life read me that way, he's saying, well, that part of life
read them that way.
Two different conversations.
But you choosing to be with hanging with who you want to be is not necessarily. I mean, whatever.
It's not really. It's not really.
It's still your choice. It's still your choice.
What you mean?
It's your choice,
It's not like a bad thing.
No, I didn't say. I never said good or bad. But
Okay.
but sometimes a thing can choose you and you don't choose it.
Okay.
Same thing with the streets. When people are like, the street chose me. Is that true?
No, it's a choice.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now, Antonio.
Can you
just said something. Sometimes some things choose you.
Some things.
Go for it.
And we talking about the streets. And in my opinion, is the streets don't choose anybody.
Okay.
We choose the streets.
Okay.
Just because guess what? When they turn 30, they can choose to get out the streets.
Right.
All right. So if they chose to get in it at 15, they could have chose to stay out of it at 15.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, what I'm saying is, you taking one scenario.
I'm asking you. Wait. You think I'm trying to change what you're saying?
I'm not thinking that.
I'm trying to tell you how to. I'm asking you to substantiate what you're saying.
I am substantiating.
Prove what you're saying. That's why I'm asking the question.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm not playing devil's advocate.
No, you're not playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying playing devil's advocate.
I'm just saying, build your statement upon something.
So I think from the outside, though, based off of what you just said, is making me as the person on the outside ask,
what?
Are you saying, okay, so you said that people,
Everybody has a choice.
Everybody has a choice,
yes,
which is fine, right? Everybody has a choice. You stand
Correct.
on that. Now, as far as your choices that you made with the I guess friendships and relationships that you build, did you make a choice to deal with those type of people in regard? I mean, not deal with
like this. Once I saw the direction that my life was going, I'd accepted and went on and chose it. Once I saw where it was going, I went on and accepted and said, okay, this is where I belong. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I belong. This is my crowd.
This is my people, right? This is my demographic, right? Okay.
This is my demographic. Maybe what I'm telling them right now is hope that they not hearing from their homeboy or their homegirl. You are choosing, like I tell them, you are choosing to do what you're doing. And I tell them the reason why you're choosing to do what you're doing, because you just chose between that and that. And then so that's what I'm telling them. I said, you chose between that and that. Just like I told you, the example, not an example, but real life. He, 35-year-old man, came out the house that way. And I told you about a girl. He wouldn't have went to a girl like that. And that's where like the, I guess
you no longer sympathy. Your sympathy run out
because I see how they react to different things.
Right. Okay.
So if they can act now,
if you can use your judgment correctly for this, then you should be able to use your judgment correctly for that.
If they was like that in everything, in every walk of life, now that my judgment will come off for people.
Really?
But yeah, because they choosing. That's what I told you. They choosing they choosing the way they come to work, but won't choose the way they go meet with a woman.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you how I say it. Don't lose your point, though. Don't lose your point. Don't lose your point. The way I see it is,
I'm using the woman for example.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm fine. And I'm gonna take the word woman off, and I'm gonna use that 35-year-old man he goes to work one way, but won't go see another woman that way. It's because he has grown up. That's what I mean by he may not have a choice. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Okay, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying.
You're giving your opinion.
I'm giving an opinion. That's right. Or just my POV, my point of view. Okay, it's still my opinion. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I can see to that. So my thing is that man grew up in a condition where he can gain more or get more out of life dealing with his or engaging with his biological pleasures. He loved to have fun because that's how he grew up. His father was a playboy. His mama always was out having fun. So he saw life in the sense of he is sensitive to the enjoyment and the pleasures of life. But when it comes down to work and responsibility, he don't find much stock into that. Mm-hmm. That's where I'm coming in at. He don't find much stock into his actual work. So now when it's time to work, oh man, I come out the door when I want to come out the door. But when it's time to play, because I've been seeing my dad play, seeing my mom play, seeing them fancy cars, fancy this, fancy that, I'll put more energy into my pleasure than I would my responsibility at work. And wait a minute, and that is a choice. But if that's how I grew up, then how much of a choice is that? Because that's all I know. So right now, did I make a choice, and I'm going to put myself in it, did I make a choice to be a minister? Did I make a choice to stay in to remain faithful to the local assembly, the Christian faith? Did I make that choice? Was I ever, like you, that's fine. No, that's fine. But like you, negative or positive, I feel like this chose me. I did, and I'm not saying I didn't make a choice. Let's get it. I didn't say I didn't make a choice, but I am saying this was the life that was set up for me. I was given a Bible and a microphone, at 4. I was pretty much like, yeah, this the pastor. Like he's gonna be it. Mm-hmm. I was given that. I'm 44 now. 44, right? I'm 44 now. So for 40 years of my life, I've already known what I was gonna be. I kind of didn't have a choice, even though I did choose. It was given to me, just like you said.
Time out. I gotta stop you.
I'm saying, but you said when a certain thing happened to you, you said last 15 years this was given to me. I'm saying something was given to me because the environment I was in. I'm saying that about that same young man or young woman. Something was given to them. Go for it.
Now we gotta like I say, you take them to a whole nother.
I'm just using this as a scenario.
But let me go back to you using this scenario. You said that the quote unquote I'm gonna use the ministry as. All right. You saying that it was given to you because it was put in your lap at 4.
Yeah.
Just because it was put in your lap, that don't mean that's you.
That's true.
Because you can put a baseball in my hand, that don't mean that's me.
That's true. So I get that.
So something like certain things, something like ministry or I'm using sports or a gift from sports can't be given to you.
It can be.
It cannot, because if you put a ball into my hand, I'm using the ball, if you put a ball into somebody's hand and he can't play, you don't have an athletic bone in your body, it ain't gonna mean nothing. But it's not gonna mean anything.
It's not gonna mean wait a minute. It is gonna mean something. It's just not gonna. It doesn't mean he is not gonna be successful, but it does mean something. It means something. You're just not gonna get anything out of it, but it has meaning. Somebody put a baseball in somebody's hand.
But you're using the sample, but somebody pitting a Bible, but
I don't mean I'm gonna be a good preacher because they gave it to me.
But you had to. But your father gave it to you because he saw what you was gonna be.
Antonio, I think you're saying the same thing I'm saying.
I'm not saying the same thing you're saying. We're saying two different things. Because you're saying that. You're almost saying that ministry chose you, so you accepted almost. In a way, that's what you were saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
But you still made a choice.
I'm not disagreeing with what he's saying. Right. I'm just saying to the man.
But this is my opinion.
Go ahead.
I don't believe he had that choice in that.
You don't believe that was a choice?
I don't believe he had a choice in that.
Okay.
How can you believe the man don't have one? Go ahead.
That's what I said. We going into another
Go ahead,
conversation.
man. Go ahead.
And going deeper. I don't believe he have it. Just like if somebody put a ball in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I said I put a basketball in my son's hand because I see he could what play ball. So at the end of the day, that's really him. That's him.
But he's still.
Yes. He has a.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
He has a choice whether he say, "I want to pick this ball or not."
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's him. The ministry, that's him. The streets ain't nobody.
How do you know?
All right, man.
I gotta ask you. Wait a minute now. Stop.
Okay.
Let's stop.
Because
I'm not in the streets, by
Okay.
the way.
Okay.
So now I'm talking from the outside looking in. Okay, I'm not in the streets, but the streets didn't start yesterday. And when you know, when you talk about, it's always been two sides of the aisle. It's always been two sides. I mean, even in wrestling, you got villains and good
there
guys.
are fathers that put the weed bag in their head.
That's what I'm saying. And gangsters.
Not that it's okay, but
listen, if the father put like I said before about the ball,
Talking
I'm talking about the ball. If the father put the weed bag in his hand, he still has a choice whether I'm gonna sell it weed or don't sell it.
right. But it
All right,
doesn't make no difference from.
Listen, but selling the weed can't be him.
How?
See, you can. That's what the problem is. That
It becomes him because
then if the weed becomes him, then the basketball become him. Though.
Yeah.
But he can't play.
Okay, and don't mean he's
That's what I'm saying. He can't. It don't become he can't play.
Wait a minute, Tony. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Stop. Wait a minute. That don't mean just take away. Just because you
so he gonna get that ball.
Tony,
so this is what happens.
You are missing the point.
I'm finished.
Go ahead.
I ain't finished. So like you said before, you saying that the ball can become him.
I'm saying the same thing you said about your son with the basketball.
But it
became
him because that is him.
Okay, you're saying
That's
okay.
a
So
gift.
what you're saying
That's
is
him.
all right. So let me make sure I understand what
I'll
you.
make
Put the camera on. Put the camera on.
Okay.
The camera on me.
So what I'm saying is, I'm saying what you're saying. All right. So now I think I understand what you're saying. So you're saying that even though that was something that was given to him, it's because he naturally he innately is a basketball player. But if I put something like weed in a son's hand or something like that, because I'm making a bad choice for him, it's not him. It's just not him in general. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this is what I want to ask. I want to clear up in regards to what were you saying at first? You were saying that you think that a man that makes a choice. What would you tell me what you were saying again about the man making the choices?
What you mean?
I'm trying to remember. Y'all distracted me.
I'm crossing y'all up.
No, you ain't crossing me up. You ain't crossing me up.
I mean, I
Put me
understand
back
what
on.
he.
Put me back on.
Now I understand what he was.
Okay.
But I understand what he was. Do you understand what he was saying? Because I understand that part.
You understand what I'm saying?
He is using.
No. Wait.
You understand what I'm saying? You
Listen,
don't.
This what
I
I'm
know
trying
because
to.
both from Geminis.
No,
he
shut
is
up.
using.
Listen,
Go for it.
This is what I'm going to make sure that we understand the same thing. He's saying that if he gives his son a basketball, right? Fine. I'm putting it in there, but naturally he's a basketball player at heart, so he'll be able to naturally go forth and do his thing.
Right. And if you don't choose it.
Even if he doesn't choose it, I mean, he still, I spend this stuff. He still has the choice to play basketball or not.
To play
basketball. But is it innately him? No.
Yeah.
But if I put weed in a son's hand,
that's not innately
it's not
him.
innately him. Even though he was raised in that environment,
it's not
right.
him.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, stop.
So you had to differentiate. So I'm using the right word.
You're using the right words. You're talking in terms of gifting. And I'm talking. Wait a minute. Let me finish. Because you use basketball, and now wait a minute. Stop. Let me. You're talking in terms of gifting, and because you're talking about it's him, and weed is not him. Weed is not anybody. Just you. Weed is not you. Like we're selling weed. Let's put it away. It's not you. That's not nobody. But somebody. Well, it's not nobody. Two negatives. So that's not who a person is.
It's not.
Okay. Stop right there.
It can't be.
This is what I'm saying. What you're saying. Where we different in this conversation. It's not in the point of you choosing or not choosing. That's not where we differ. Where we differ is, I believe that a person can be a product of their environment. Let me finish. So when you say a person can't be, I guess a narcotic seller.
I didn't say he couldn't be that. I never said that.
But wait a minute, let me finish. Because you said that's not in him. or selling narcotics is not in him.
No.
He not. You can't be
It's not
born
innately.
nature.
Okay, stop right there. Well, listen what I'm saying.
He wasn't created to be a weed.
I just said what y'all just said.
Well,
It
you're
doesn't
not-
sound
it
the
doesn't
same.
sound the same. You always doing that.
Listen what I'm saying. But both of y'all Geminis. But listen what I just said.
This is what we people all the time about.
Let me
always go
Did
in.
I not
keep trying to
say?
tell her.
Everybody, I think we know who the problem is.
Right?
I'm good. I'm so good. But listen to this. I
told you.
said to both of y'all.
Go ahead.
I believe you can be a product of your environment.
Why you get mad?
I'm not
we
mad.
said that.
No.
I agree with that.
Listen to what I'm saying. So why did you saying that you cannot be
What?
I'm a narcotic seller?
Because
Wait a minute,
that's
stop.
See, he's not in the
Stop.
system.
Let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
You said being a narcotic seller is not innate.
Not what?
It's not an innate quality.
No. Use regular
It's not an innate. No, it's not. It's not in you to be a narcotic seller. Is that what y'all saying?
He's saying that.
I say I agree with y'all.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is a person can be a product.
Absolutely.
Of their,
Absolutely.
Stop. So if you give a person a bag of weed and they grow up selling drugs and they said that's all I got, and they say these words, it's either the streets or the grave.
Yes.
I'm not saying he didn't make a choice.
That's choice.
I didn't say they didn't make a choice. Because I made a choice. I'm just saying they are a product of their environment. They don't know another way. They don't see another way because no one ever gave them another way. That's all I'm saying. You're taking the gifting part because you use ministry, you use basketball, use those things. And I'm saying that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But you can be a product of your environment.
I totally agree.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
So
I
agree with that.
That's
I
all I'm
agree with
saying.
that.
So can a person be a narcotic seller? Yes. If that's his environment.
It is. We agree.
We agree
We
with that.
never
We
So
agree.
what are
We
y'all
never
saying
disagreed.
that I'm not saying?
I don't know what you. I don't know
Yes,
why.
yes, you're right. 'Cause both of y'all Geminis.
Okay,
y'all
can I-
here
can I
one
fin-
way.
can I
Y'all
fin-
cannot
no,
get together.
because
We
hear
hear
what you're saying, 'cause
always.
Go ahead.
We hear always. Because I
We
said
hear
I agree
always.
with. I agree with.
I
what
agree
you're
with
saying.
y'all.
All right, so how you
Then
sitting
what's
there
the
saying?
Listen what I'm saying. Y'all just laughed at me and just said, both of y'all. See what I'm saying? Both
No,
of y'all
we
laughed at me and
laughed
said,
at you
he wrong. I told you the problem.
No, we laughed at
Y'all
you because
missed
you.
it.
No,
You
we
changed
laughed
what you
at
I
you.
said.
didn't change anything.
Hey, listen, and I'm telling,
what
and
I'm saying.
I tell you all the time we have conversations.
Tony, I'm telling
this
you
is what you do.
Tony, but I'm
All right.
talking about their environment.
I'm not.
We agree.
We
That's
agree
definitely-
with
I
that.
think
What
we
are
all-
y'all laughing at? If y'all agree.
Because we laughing at because you switched up what we were saying. Not about that.
What were you
Listen, man,
saying?
you just said.
Tell me what you were saying, 'cause I know you don't remember.
No, you're talking to the wrong one.
What were you saying?
Hold on. Now, this is what we saying. This is what we was talking about. You were saying we never I never disagree that somebody can be part of the environment. I said that we talking about what we was talking about is that this is the conversation we was talking about that we read off to about how Daddy put a Bible in your hand and you knew that's what and you said you chose that, and I said even though you could have chose not to do it, that is you. That's you.
You were born
You
to
were
do
born to do that. And we were saying that the weed, you can't be born to sell weed.
That would be just a product of your environment.
That'd be weed product of
If
your
you
environment.
And that's what I just said.
Okay,
You
but
know, now you're saying it.
Now
And
you
it's
know
fine.
it.
It's okay. It's
I
fine.
just-
So we got receipts.
We got receipts.
That's all I was
That's
talking
what I
about.
said.
All I was saying is I
You're
said
right.
y'all was talking about the gifts and you're talking about
No, we
talent
weren't talking
and you're
about
talking about that which is innate.
No, we weren't. But listen, I got on the
Gifting
gift
part because
we got in the gift part because you was breaking it down as though you was breaking it down as though that you didn't have a choice.
No, I said, why do something? Now, listen, I never say you didn't have a choice. I said,
Some people-
substantiate yourself.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
what I'm
keep
saying.
missing my point.
No, I'm
I'm
missing
only
the
asking you to prove what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but you got to be able to prove what you're saying.
I just
Other than
proved it.
saying, I know a whole lot of men.
I never said that. No, I was using that for the. I said I'm using that. I'm meant for the example.
And I'm telling you-
I was using it for the example.
And I'm asking you to further substantiate yourself by talking to the man or the woman who says, I didn't have a choice and the streets chose me. That's all I'm saying. So I'm speaking for them. I'm not saying I disagree with you. You're missing my point.
Okay, I got you.
So so look at me, and I'm the man who said, my father raised me like this. My mother had that. This is the house I grew up. When I came out, I was a crack baby in the womb. I was born in prison. My mama had me in jail. Okay. When I came home from jail, they was cooking crack so Thanksgiving, we had turkey and crack. Okay. That's a real thing. Okay, I'm telling you to talk to that man, not me. I get it.
And
I'll talk to that man. Now, pretend I'm that man. So I'm coming to you saying, Fliggs, Because this 75% of your environment.
Yes, and they said, and I told you, and they said, and they tell you, the man, you said, this is all I know. And I told, and somewhere along the line of living, I believe this is my Antonio Fliggins, because my interaction with all these guys, the way they come to work, what they choose and what they choose not to do, what road they choose to go down of, and how they present themselves, I said that somewhere along the line, they had a choice.
You said somewhere along the line they were influenced.
They was influenced
to make better decisions.
Make better decisions because everybody that I come across, that's like I used the example, a real life example, how guys choose to look one way over here and then look one way over there. They come to work like this, but then I see how they make a decision to do that.
So based off of his example, do you think that they have a choice in what he just said?
So what he just said is
what he just said that somebody either was born with crack or no other choice or die. With those kind of people, if they never had any type of influence, if they actually never had any positive
influence,
do you think you have sympathy for that kind of person?
Because once again, this is me. I believe
everyone's been exposed.
I believe everyone's been exposed to a choice.
Okay.
I believe everyone's been exposed to a choice. That's why I said the low. Is what I open up with the lowest of the lowest or the highest of the highest. They was my opening statements. I see the lowest of the lowest had a choice, and the highest of the highest had a choice. Because that's, and I use the example of me choosing between ball
and work.
The 9 to 5 work. 9 to 5 work. Yeah. So so you can choose between the guy that this is all they. Because at the end of the day is, even though how this is all that man knew, they knew something else too. Because guess how I grew up? I can say that I can be the product of my environment, but I was exposed to something else too along the lines of life. Because I was just church. But still, I was exposed to different areas of life. And I still had to make a choice. So that's why I said the lowest of the lowest was exposed to something too.
Okay.
Just like I was churched out, I was still exposed to something else.
Yeah.
Even though my father tried, I was still exposed. So just like I was exposed and had to make a choice, I believe that guy that he is talking about that said this when he came home, this all you need to crack, and then the different examples that he used, I believe they came across a crossroads in their life where they had to make a choice. Now they could have railed them what they've been going through, could have railed them, could have made their choice, persuaded them to stay in what they was in, than to come out of. But they still, at the end of the day, they still had a choice.
Okay.
Because if you see the way life, if you see and pay attention to life. For example, this is what this man told me, and this man told my brother, and I found this out to be true of dealing with me, dealing with my brother, dealing with my father, and dealing with every man that I ever came across. I don't know all the men in the world. I don't know all the women in the world, but I believe his statement is to be true, and also can back up what I'm saying that everybody had a choice. Okay. You know what this man told me? This such man told me.
What?
He said, Anthony Antonio, every man got one chance to be successful, at least one. He said, every man. And when I was so young, I didn't agree with him because guess what I was saying? What he was saying. What if I grew up around this? What if I grew up around that? What if my man, he grew up around this? He grew up around it. No, he said, every man got a chance to be successful. And guess what? In all the men that I encountered, I don't know all the men, just talking about my little men that I came across. So, not even my circle, just in general. I can say that, I can say what he's saying was 100% true.
That every man has had a chance to be successful.
Every man's had a chance to be successful.
Okay.
And that's why, and he didn't say the preacher, he didn't say the crackhead, he didn't ostracize nobody. He said every man.
So
that means no matter how low somebody is, no matter that bottom that they're in, at some point of time, they came across a path in their life where they had the chance to be successful. And I agree 100% with that man because of my experiences through life so far. That man was 100%.
So that every man can be successful, but not necessarily that every man will be on the same.
No, not
the same advantages.
Because success it's different levels to it.
Right.
Because guess what? Since you never know, success to might be to a guy just got a job mopping the floors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He could be successful. That can be his success because you know where he came from.
Right.
That's why I said the lowest of the lows or the highs of the highs as a choice.
Okay.
Prime example, I told the guy, and he was a lawyer. And I know his name. His name was Mr. Kennedy. He said, every man got a chance to be successful. And I told, and I didn't believe him at first. Because I had the same mindset that he had, was that they didn't grow up like I grew up. They didn't do this, they didn't do that. Their mother was crackhead, their father was a crackhead. They junkie, they've been around the junkies all their life. They this and that. And I come to say, I'm still agreeing with what he's saying. I know he might disagree with me.
No. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. You keep saying you don't think the way I think.
I didn't say that.
You said, well, he don't.
No, I'm saying, see how you listen?
No,
I said, this is my words. I said, I was thinking the way that he was thinking.
I'm not thinking that way, though. That's not how I think, Antonio.
No, let me cut you off. Maybe I'm saying the wrong one. Not what he thinking. What you were trying to say.
I was just standing in the state of a man.
That's what I meant to say. That's what I just say. My bad. That's what I say. My bad for saying that.
I don't think like that.
I'm saying when I say think, I'm just using what you were saying.
Okay.
What about this guy?
Yeah, the guy that thinks like that.
Yeah, the guy that thinks like that. That's what not necessarily you. I'm talking about your trainer daughter. What we were talking about.
Right.
Not necessarily Anthony Fliggins.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So, and that's what made me believe that every man has a chance to be.
Do you agree that?
That was my opinion.
Yeah. Respectfully. So I say that whenever you say every man has a chance to be successful, but then you use the drug dealer or the person who is selling narcotics, and I am being politically correct when I say what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I am, and I know what I'm doing. And you say the lawyer or the preacher or the politician. These just examples, right?
No, using examples.
I get it. I'm using examples too. I'm using examples.
I was using me as you using me what I said. You saying.
No. I'm just saying how I see it.
Okay. How you see it. Okay,
how I see it.
Right.
When you're talking about can every man be successful, and I'm saying that's true. Every man can be successful. Every man has the opportunity to be successful. I believe that as well. But how do you measure success? Because if
you just said that.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Because the drug dealer or that got millions, is he successful?
Yeah, I guess so.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you're using you're using a negative lifestyle. Wait a minute, but you juxtaposing the negative lifestyle with a positive lifestyle. And then you use the word success. When success can go across the spectrum of any, I'm just
missing my
Tony, I'm not missing your point. Listen, I'm saying,
when you say like,
you're making your point, Tony.
You say what he's doing.
No.
You see what he doing, right?
No.
You see what he doing?
I'm not Tony.
Listen, he doing it all the time.
You are accusing me for thinking.
No, I'm not accusing you of thinking.
I'm not saying anything against what you're saying.
I never said you did.
So let me think the way I think.
Okay.
So success can go across the spectrum of positive. I didn't say anything about what you said.
I didn't say you did.
You keep saying I switched what you set up.
I'm saying. I said this is what you do. That's what I said.
What am I doing, Tonio?
Huh? What are you doing?
I'm making my point.
Okay,
it's not against yours.
No, it's not against mine. But
okay.
Once again,
I'm not against you, Tonio.
So you got to let me. I'm not talking about me. I'm not talking about me.
So stop saying this is what you do. But this is who I am. Let me do what I do then.
Can I finish?
So what's make your point?
My point is when you say the word success, when you use the word success, how success can go across any spectrum. You can be a successful madam of a brothel. You can be a successful politician. You can be a successful preacher. You can be a successful anything. That's all. So I'm not commenting what you're saying. And
I'm
wait a minute.
Talking about me.
Tony, listen.
I'm just bringing what you said. It's true.
Listen, you said there you go again.
I'm not doing that. You know what I'm talking about, but you let me get what I said because I'll just let you finish your point. But I'll tell you when I say this is what you ought to do, I'm gonna tell you that after you finish your statement.
And what you and I'm gonna tell you what I think.
Finish your statement. Don't tell me what I think.
Let me tell you what I
say. You don't know what to say.
Let me tell you what I think.
All right, go ahead.
I think that if I see it a different way. Like, there he go again.
I wasn't about to say that either. I wasn't talking about that either, though.
Let me finish, man. Let me finish. So when you use the word success, you use examples. I'm using examples, too. I'm saying whether you are by negative lifestyle or positive lifestyle, you can be successful.
I think you said that.
So can every man
about
be?
the
Wait a minute.
janitor or something?
Wait a minute. But the janitor is not negative.
No, I'm saying that.
I'm not saying what y'all saying.
He used across the spectrum.
No, he
that
didn't.
You can be
He
successful.
used-
Because I said, oh, this is what I said.
Listen, he used janitor.
No,
Janitor's
don't
not
do
a-
that. That's not, listen.
Wait a minute.
Listen.
Y'all said
Hold,
janitor.
I'm gonna
I
listen.
think that y'all said the same thing.
No, he didn't. Because he
Can I say what I
Because he
said?
never said anything about the person
Can
who
I
has
say,
a negative
yes, I
lifestyle.
did. Yes, I did. I just didn't name it. What I say to you, I said the lowest of the lows.
Wait, what's low, Antonio?
See,
So what's
now,
low?
Oh, when I listen,
What's low?
Oh, now when I
Define
say,
low.
Okay, listen. When I now this
Define low, man.
Now listen. Now when listen from my terminology, what I not the word, not the definition of low, because I can find the word low. That means this down there. Now when I'm talking about the word low, it's what I'm talking about. I mean the scum of the man that's the scum of the earth. Whatever that's negative or positive, or a drug dealer, or
Or a preacher.
or a pedophile.
Or a preacher.
Let me finish. I said the lowest of the lows and the highs of the highs. A preacher's almost the highs of the highs.
No, that's where we differ. Because you can be low as a preacher.
But you missing my. See, he missing my.
That's my point. You messing up, Tony. You messing up,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
We
Let
define
me
success.
finish.
Go
Let
ahead,
me
go
finish.
ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead,
finish.
go
Let me
ahead.
finish.
Go ahead.
Listen. Now, when I'm saying the highest of the highest, I'm not. You miss. You. When I'm saying the highest of the highest, because when you say something, you have to also. I can use a term in a I can use a term. I can use a word in a different terminology almost. So when I say a preacher as an example of highest of the highest, I'm talking about. I'm looking at the preacher as the top.
How somebody might
No, I'm using the preacher. I'm using the preacher. When I say the preacher, I'm just using him let's say the highest.
Okay.
Either a sorry preacher or low. I'm just saying, I'm using the word preacher because how people look at a preacher. Most people look at preacher and say the image of a preacher. So I'm saying high. That's what I'm not saying that, a preacher, he can be a preacher and still be low. I know that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, when I say the highest, when I'm saying the lowest of the lowest, I said the scum of the earth, where he can be doing something negative. He can be a pedophile. Mm-hmm. So he can be a pedophile, a drug dealer, or a dope boy.
Mm-hmm.
All. I said all. Mm-hmm. That's what I said. I said that. I said the highest of the highest or low. And I use the preacher because how people see preachers in the light. But my term, like a preacher can be low, a preacher can be this. I just use the preacher almost like a terminology or example almost. Mm-hmm. So I said the lowest of the lowest can be successful, and the highest of I said lowest of the low can have decision. Mm-hmm. And I said the highest of the highest has decision. So whatever the highest is, it can be high. It can your high can be different. My high can be different. His high can be different. But whatever the highest is, that individual has a choice. And I said the lowest of the lowest has a choice because I believe, this is my opinion, that somewhere and through their life, they came across a crossroad where they had to make a decision. Mm-hmm. That's all I was saying, and that's what I was saying.
I didn't disagree with you.
I never said you disagree. Did I say he disagreed with me? He said, listen, I had to explain with him because he said, when I said a preacher, he jumped on me and said, a preacher can be the lowest of the low. And I was just using a preacher for like an example almost. And he think I'm talking about when I say a preacher, as I'm saying like a preacher can't be low.
What was your point
with that? What's your point with that?
My point was
with that.
How do you define success? My point was success because that any man can be successful. Yes. That's what my point. That's what my point was. So how do you define what's successful? That's what my point. Yeah. And you said if any man can be successful. You said the lowest of lows.
Or the highest of the highest.
Or the highest of highs can be successful.
That's everybody.
That's everybody, right?
Right,
so you can have low success. A low person, according to you, can be successful in whatever you call low.
Or negative.
Or negative.
Can be successful.
And a high person can be unsuccessful.
Or successful.
See, our spectrums are different, and that's what the point. I think that's where we differ. Our spectrums are different because when you use when you say somebody who's high, and then you use wait a minute, let me get my point, and you use the example of a preacher. Yeah. You use that example because you said that's the way people usually see preachers. Yeah. You said preachers see preachers in a positive light.
That's all I was saying.
Okay, I get that. I get that point. I get that point. But that high position could be scum. Yes. Wait, let me finish. And as scum, that high preacher can be successful. Yes. That's what I'm saying. So the scum, that high position as a preacher, who is the scum, can be successful. Yes. Stop. And that low position, being a drug dealer or a drug addict or whatever you want to call it, can also be successful. So what we call success or
our examples are different.
No, but sex can go a million and one ways.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but
so the spectrum is different. That's all we're saying. But I'm not saying this. Not you saying this is what I do, but just spectrum. My spectrum of success was different because anybody can be successful, and I do agree with Mr. Kennedy said. Anybody has the opportunity to be successful. But my question is, how do you define success? You said
that's individually though, man. Almost, if I'm correct.
It can be an individual thing.
That's what she said about.
Stop right there. So wait a minute.
I said that can be successful.
So watch this.
Or the dope boy.
Wait a minute. Or the dope boy. Or that guy that worked for you. That come out the door the way he come out the door. You think and that's what my.
I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let me finish. This is your opinion. You don't have sympathy for him, but for him, he could be. This is success because I'm gainfully employed. That man that you just said, I can't see how you come out the door like that.
That's two different subjects, though.
This is what I'm saying. You said every man. You said every man.
Yes.
And you said success is defined by that individual. Listen what I'm saying, Tonio. You got to listen to what you have to listen. Wait a minute. So if that man says, I'm successful by coming out the door like this and doing what I'm doing and working part-time, if this is successful for him, you can't measure that.
I never said he wasn't successful.
Stop what I'm saying.
Did I ever say?
I never said you didn't say he wasn't successful.
That's what I mean by how
I didn't say he wasn't successful, Tonio.
No,
Tonio, I didn't say that.
That's not what I'm about to say. That's not what I'm about to say.
I said I'm saying what you said.
No, that's not what I'm about. How you gonna say what I'm about to say?
So hold up. Let me just make sure.
Did he not just say any man is successful and is defined individually?
Yeah, he said that every. He said that every.
I ain't talking about that.
Why did you say it?
Wait a minute.
I'm not talking about that right now. I'm not talking about that right now.
So
that's
wait,
what I'm saying.
you're saying that the man that he used the first example, just an example, that the man that comes to work late but is not late to his girlfriend's house is actually defines his.
Well,
the way he comes out. I mean, I'm sorry, the one with the clothes. The one with the clothes.
Talking about him, Tony. I know we weren't talking about him. We're just talking
using
about.
it as an
But he
example.
goes in the category of every man. That's all I'm saying. He's an every man. No matter how you feel about him, he's an every man. So,
he might view himself as successful, for sure.
You.
But I think
I'm not. What we talking about? But that's two different. That's two different.
It's not the same.
See what I'm saying? Kid?
How?
Because the only reason is
talking
because
about his choice. Now he's talking about success.
That's his choice.
Well, this is what I said. This is what I said.
I had this.
No.
I had this brain fart.
This is what I think. This is what I think.
Go ahead. That's why I'm trying to tell you.
That from what I got from it, this is what I okay. From what I got is that particular example with that man that comes out the house any type of way to work, knowing that he should be dressed a certain kind of way, uses his same mind, his same choices to come out to see his girlfriend and will be clean and he will make himself presentable. But he should know the difference between coming to work. Like if you use your judgment to put on a suit or whatever to take your girlfriend out, you have to know, even if it's been even told you by your manager you need to dress a certain kind of way and you decide I'm not dressing this kind of way, you have a choice to do that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Now, and what you're saying is that regardless of that, he still sees it as that might be his brand of success.
But listen,
how it's measured, but it is too different.
That's him.
But listen,
I was just using that as an example. That's all I was doing.
I
was using him because you said every man.
But if true. Okay.
He said, I know he's saying. I'm not coming against what he's saying.
Okay, but if in that example, because we never really got that clear. Yeah, we talking about two different things.
That's what I'm trying to tell me.
Antonio, I agree what you're saying.
Listen, you agree what I'm saying, but we're talking about two different things.
I'm just using him as a part of the every man statement that you made.
But we're still talking about two different things.
Antonio, you just said that every
I'm not
man
disagreeing
measures
with you, but you're still talking about different things.
Antonio, every man, Antonio, a road don't just go one way. Wait, all right, then. So listen, this is a conversation.
I know it's a conversation.
Okay, so you can't go. So if I go with your conversation, I'm not going against you, but you coming against me.
Because you ran off the conversation.
Then go with me. I didn't go against you.
That's still in the conversation.
Tony, all right then, Tony, let's stay in the conversation.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why you do both of us off.
Okay, I did not throw her off. I explained I substantiated my point, Antonio. Antonio, listen.
She clearly said we were talking about two different things.
I didn't say we weren't. I never said you wasn't. That's my point.
That's what I'm saying.
But you said, he said every man
right
can judge their own success.
I never said that. I never said that to you.
What did you say?
I never said no.
I can't remember.
You don't say every man got the success belongs to every man.
Let me finish.
What did the man say? What did that man say?
I never said any.
What did the man give you the advice?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
Success is measured by every man.
Listen. I never said that every man it can judge
measure or judge.
That never came out of my mouth. I said every man has a chance to be successful. That's what
But he did just say you really can't say what's successful for one man. And what's
we having two different conversations again.
Tell me it's not the same conversation.
I'm not sure.
Now you lost. Somebody got to call in. Because Antonio, if you tell me,
say it again.
Somebody call in.
Let me say it again.
Say it again.
Wait.
You are messing yourself up.
I ain't messing up good.
You are.
Let me tell you.
Antonio, if you can't judge a man's success.
All right, wait. Okay, so I think I understand.
Success.
All right, so he's saying that.
Let me say what I'm saying.
Okay, say what you're saying.
Let me say what I'm saying. Let's say I'm messing myself up. Now let's once again, what he's saying is 100% right. It's just another conversation.
Right. So what are you saying about the man?
When I say because he said that because now we on a conversation of
water, boy.
Pass the water.
I'm good.
Water.
Now he's saying that the conversation we're having now is once again he said this is what he said that every man level of success or judge of success is different. I totally agree with that. But that's not what I was talking about. Because what I was talking about was that what the man was explaining, older man was explaining to me that every man has a chance at being successful. Whatever a level of success, that's up to the individual. That's what
So are you saying it can't even be judged because every level of success is different? What do you?
That's what you're trying to figure out. Too. Hold on.
Here was my primary statement. How do you define success? That was my primary statement.
Right, but what is that? How did?
And when you said every man
has a
chance to be successful. Wait a minute.
That's all. I left it right there.
And you just said 2 minutes ago, Tony, that success is based on that individual.
No, I'm saying that's what you said.
No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what you're saying.
No, I never said that.
So how do you measure another man's success? How do you?
That's what I said.
Let's get back on topic.
Let's get back on topic. What are you saying, Antonio? How do you measure man's success?
Listen, this is what I told you.
Can you measure a man's success?
I can't measure a man's success. Okay. All I know is just a man has to check every. I don't go to what the man said that every man has to check with 7. I can't level. I'm judging man's success.
Right. So you're saying that a level of a man's
success.
The
levels are always different in everything.
In every man.
In everything.
Oh, you don't want that? Now he changed the subject.
Listen, man, woman. Everything.
Right,
so there's different levels.
So let's use something.
Okay.
Let's just use something.
Now you're going back to examples.
Yep. I can't. That's what I mean, brother.
Go ahead. You're going to
Here is my example.
Go ahead.
My example of every man having their own individual success. Since you don't know how to define it.
I agree.
So I'm doing bringing out the man that works for you. I'm bringing out that man that says, I'm not coming out the door one way. I'm going to go over here and do something else on my job. Or I'm going to come to my job looking, I'm messed, but I'm going to go to my girl's house with a suit and tie or my best clothes. I'm saying that. If that man says, if I just got a job, because all of my life I never had a job. Put it this way. Let me finish.
He making a scenario.
That's what I just said. Example. Oh yes, I am.
A serious scenario.
Yes, I am.
He picking up a serious scenario.
That's right, because I am substantiating my point. That's how strong I am.
No,
you can't tell me what I can't do.
No, you saying I can disagree with you though.
You can't disagree, but you're saying what I can't do.
I disagree with that.
I'm doing this.
I disagree with that.
I'm doing this. The
guy.
I'm talking about the guy that says, I'm coming out to work looking like this, but I'm going to my girl house looking like that. In his mind, I'm using this as an example and a serious scenario because it's a real life thing. I finally got a job. I'm good.
Right.
And no matter what. To him, that's his success because he never had a job all his life.
Right.
He's successful. That's all. Listen what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Antonio. Okay. I'm not saying anything else. That's all. I'm saying.
Now, let's go. Now, I'm using experience. I'm using his experience. That guy that he's talking about never keep a job. And that's the reason why. The one that guy right there never keeps a job and always struggling. That guy right, the one that don't follow simple instructions of with a dress code to come to work, but choose to go see a girl dressed up and looking good. And he said that he sees that and this is what he said. This is what he said. He said that man might, in his eyes, he's successful.
He thinks he sees himself as successful.
Because he said,
but from your spectrum, he might not be.
Let me finish. Because he just, like I said before, he rares off a lot and bring that scenario up with that guy. And he said that I'm just using his words, what he said, using his exact words. He said that guy, him going dressed up to that girlfriend house like that, he might, in his eyesight, I'm going for what he's saying. In his eyesight, he might be successful. Because his words, because he's, hey, I never had, because I just got a job. So he might be successful. That's what he said. If I'm wrong or I'm right.
He said he's successful.
He said he's successful.
Because I finally got a job. I just got a job.
Because success is measured based on
it's individual. That's all I'm saying.
I get it. Okay.
This is where
we got that part.
my experience come in at.
Okay.
The guy that's like that is never successful. From my experience, because he always struggling, can never stay in the house, can never pay his bills, can never pay his bills. Can never have money to eat. He can never from job to job to job to job.
So pause for
one second. My experience. So I'm saying that's from my experience.
I understand. So basically,
go way further than this.
So basically,
I'm about to
but
crush
that's still based off of how we see that. But that man might see himself as being at the top of his.
That man might see himself successful because he can, because
he may never make even $30,000.
No.
And to him, that's success.
And wait a minute,
go further. Because I'm going off of what he said.
Yeah.
Because he said that.
He
said that man might be happy he just got a job.
And
that's what he said.
Successful.
He might be successful. And I said from my point of view and my experience is I see why. That guy never has a job. He never keep it. That guy cannot. From my experience, that's why. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because one time.
Level,
all right, so we got a caller too.
Wait, we'll take it to another level because you want to know.
Let me finish.
Let me finish it. I'm gonna take this next level.
We'll do that.
Go finish, Tony. You the guest, man.
So you'll finish, then you'll say
what I gotta say.
We'll take a quick break,
and then we go to
and
the
then we'll take the call, and then we'll ask you who is Tony. Okay.
All right. So. Like what he was saying is he put a scenario that guy might be successful to the individual that he gave an example of in his eyes to that man he could be successful on his own because we can't base successful because what I think might be successful he might think is unsuccessful. I totally agree with that. But from my experience, the individual, the one that does that can't follow a simple instructions. And then turn around and lose his job over that. And then he 35, 40. That's why I try to tell. Once I was explaining to my brother, like we had a debate about once again about men, and I try to tell him I recognize this guy, and he was defending the guy because he said that, oh, you know the guy was going to go, and I said I'm not talking about that. I said I just recognize this guy because I work around men all the time. And I said, this is the reason why these guys are like the way, what he's doing, I said, this is my word. I said, what he's doing is the reason why he's like that. What he's doing, whatever reason why he's doing that, which his reason could have been 100% true is that the way he was growing up, or he didn't have a father. That could be true. But all I was saying was that the reason why he's like that is because of this. Because I recognize it dealing with other men. That same guy, now we can use the same guy that I'm talking about, that come to 35, 40-year-old man, come to work with no belt in his pants or shoestring in his shoes like that. That guy is the same guy that I was talking about when we had that same debate. And guess what? And this guy had did something. This guy had did something on the job that, and my opinion is unsuccessful. That's my opinion.
Okay.
But I said that's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's your observation. It's your observation
of why they struggling the way they're struggling.
But they don't see it that way.
That's all I'm saying.
Say it again.
Let me finish.
Listen,
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
It's not unfortunate.
Unfortunately, I mean,
it is unfortunately because no why?
It's not.
Can I finish? Can I
From
finish?
their
Can I-
perspective.
When I hit y'all, when I hit you, y'all want to rethink what you want to say. Go for it,
like I
man.
said, unfortunately, they might see that in their eyes that and it is not. But then again, we call, like I say, for we can't just success. I guess we can't just. But if you call trying to, you can't eat. You can't pay your bill. You can't eat simply because you're doing certain things. How you got fired because you can't follow a simple dress code, and it's every job. If that's, like I say before, we can't judge success. So, but I say, in my opinion, that's one of the reasons why the men can't get their stuff together the way they want to get. And let me backtrack. Let me be real with myself. Okay. And as a man, you don't work, you don't eat. Mm-hmm. And if you're not eating, I'm asking both of y'all, if you're not eating and providing for yourself because you're doing certain things, is that unsuccessful?
All right.
I just asked a simple question. Is that it?
Listen, what I'm saying. Listen, what I'm. Let me. Stop.
It would depend. It's not
Wait. Let me finish. So you're asking me, is that unsuccessful?
From a personal, it's different from a personal.
Okay. Now here it is. Do
Do
I think this is unsuccessful? Do I think that man is unsuccessful?
I would say, well,
let me ask. Do I think that man is unsuccessful? I, Anthony Fliggins, would vehemently strongly say yes. I think that man is unsuccessful. But based upon the statement that success belongs to every man, or every man measures their success, every man measures their own success. What do you call the man that we deem as extremely successful, and he says, I'm unsuccessful? Because there are millionaires right now who feel like they are unsuccessful if they don't hit the stock market for wait a minute, stop. Because I let you talk? You gotta let me talk. When you look at the man who says, I'm a bum, I'm a this and I'm a that, well, not I'm a bum, man says I'm a bum, but the man that does certain things in his life, why he's doing what he's doing in his life and how he's conducting himself. And that man says, I'm successful because I finally got a job. And he says, I'm successful. That's it. I never had a job in my life. I heard some men say, I never filled out a W-2 form. And they feel like that's success.
And when they do it, they do.
They feel like, man, they do. And you got some people like, man, I finally got taxes back.
Yeah.
Like, man, I never had taxes. This 35-year-old man. But somewhere in somewhere in the same city, it's somewhere in. I can find. That's right. There is somewhere. Wait a minute. In the same city, in Baltimore City, there's a man right now who's a millionaire who feels unsuccessful. Stop. He got everything. He got everything. He got it going on. But in his mind, he's unsuccessful.
Right.
And that's why I agree with the fact that you said success is measured by every man. Not based upon their condition. Wait a minute.
Let me a little bit.
No.
Not based upon their condition.
No.
I said, can I?
No.
Not based upon
No,
their
because I let you talk.
Go ahead. Answer my question.
The man we deem as successful. There are some people right now, I minister to them all the time. You got everything. What else do you want? I still feel like I ain't got to make. I still feel like I'm, and that's wait a minute, why this dude here is the guy that don't dress up to come to your job. It's the millionaire that cuts his throat and kills himself, at 35 years old when the real estate, when a real estate deal crash.
Can I ask you a question?
Or when, I'm just saying, I'm just using this as an example.
Go ahead.
Talking about that.
So now every man, so I agree with what you're saying when you're saying that success is measured by every man.
Can I ask you a
But
question?
not based off of the condition. It should not be based
Can I
off of
ask-
the
that's-
condition.
can I ask you a question?
That's all I'm
Can I
saying.
ask you a question?
So when you use the scenario of that man, I'm saying there's this high man we call high who feel like he's not successful, who loses one big deal, and can he take care of his family from the grave?
I'm gonna ask both of y'all questions.
Wait a minute. Can he take care of his family from the grave? Can he? Because you said that. How can that man not take care of his family? And a man don't work, he don't eat. Am I defending those who are less fortunate? Yes. I am in defense of those people.
No, that's not what you're talking about.
Finish,
Go ahead.
man.
Go ahead.
I let you talk.
Go ahead.
So I'm looking at success on the spectrum of the individual.
Okay.
And so now we got people who feel like, do I feel like this man is successful? Who got all the money, all the everything?
No.
I feel like that man, no. You ask me how I feel. I say that man is successful. Do I say the man that doesn't have anything that comes to work, like you said, do I say that he's unsuccessful? From my standpoint,
from where I stand, he's unsuccessful. However, to each individual, to each person, there have been people right now, and I'm like, hey, you got health in your body, you got a good family, you got this, you got that, but I feel like I ain't make it.
Yeah.
But then you got a man who like, man, look, give me $25 a day. Right. I'm good.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me finish, Tony, yo. Let me finish, man. Right. He said, I'm good. And he's happier. I know I'm changing the subject, of course. Said that. I am changing the subject. No, I'm changing the subject. He's happier. The poor man is oftentimes happier than the rich.
Yeah.
It's real. So we talk about success.
How are we measuring success?
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, can I ask you a
question?
Go
ahead, man.
I just want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Do you have that same mentality in everything?
Do I have same towards people?
No,
or me
in general. Do you have that same mentality of how you said success is judged different and different? Do you have that same? I'm using that. Do you have that same mentality? So everything.
So you know me. Y'all know me. No, I have to stop. Listen, I have that balance. Back and forth, weighing scales mentality. You know me. I weigh both sides, so that's how I'm able to see certain things. You say I'm rearing off and stuff, but I just see both sides.
I'm asking you a question.
I have this mentality.
Okay, everything. Now I'm gonna stay in the same park, but I'm gonna just go to left field.
Go ahead.
Now, you said that we can't define of success is defined individually.
You said that.
We all agree with that.
I didn't, Tony.
You didn't agree.
I thought we
all agree with that.
Tony, no, don't say you said it. Say I said.
I said we agree. I said I'm asking. I said we all. I'm asking right now. Are we all agreement? Are we all in agreement that success is defined individually?
Yes.
We all agree with that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, what we're saying is that we can't judge somebody's success.
Pretty much.
And I'm asking you two, are y'all like that in everything?
I said decisions, yeah.
When I make decisions,
you like that in everything that we can't judge. We can't judge.
Yeah, I mean, but it depends on the scale.
Okay, wait a minute.
Again.
So wait.
Yeah, I balance it.
But the thing is, it would have to be balanced, because as an employer, if you have certain standards that you have for your employees, then it doesn't work like that.
I'm not going to. All right, now let's put it like this.
I'm saying it would depend.
I'm talking about him, because he said he's success. The spectrum of success is different.
Yeah,
because it's individually.
Yes. Do you agree with that? We all agree with it. Yeah.
For success, I mean.
But that's how I think about
I agree with that. So what I'm saying is, are y'all? Because I'm not like that with everything. You like that with everything?
No, because wait a minute now. You want to know why?
Like that with everything.
Some things I have a hard stance on, but some things I'm liberal on, and some things I'm conservative on.
Okay.
So, but in my liberality, I have a scale, and in my conservatism, I have a scale. So I don't just think one way.
Okay, I'm still on. I'm standing Paul. I'm just jumping left field because I'm about to ask you a question. If now. Can we use success and health in the same way?
Success and health?
In the same way.
Give us an example of what you mean.
Because if what he's saying and what we're saying, if success is defined individually, can we say health is defined individually?
No.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Is being healthy defined individually?
Yeah, because
no. Because everybody got one body. See, when you're dealing with jobs, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with mindset, you're dealing with money, you're dealing with situations, but all of us have the body. We all got fingers, hands, skin, eyes, but we got this. But when you're dealing with success, and lifestyle is different.
What about the environment they grew up in?
Environment too. Yep.
So can we take a caller? We have a caller.
Go ahead.
No, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back with our caller. Make sure you all share, because you want to hear this call. And that's how we're going to do it, okay? We good? This is your spiritual podcast station. Be sure to check out all new episodes of Pastor Anthony Said every Tuesday. Episodes are available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and everywhere that podcasts are available. Episodes are also available on our YouTube channel at Pastor Anthony Said. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe today. We love you, and thank you for loving us. This is your spiritual podcast station, Pastor Anthony said, and we are excited to bring you lunch at Truth Cafe. Introducing lunch at Truth Cafe every day. Come in for all your Truth favorites, plus new cheesy tacos, ribeye savory melts, and delicious burgers. Over 7 lunch combinations starting at just $6.99. Truth Cafe. Make sure you come in for lunch with us. We'll see you there. I think that's fine. We're back. We're back, everyone. Hold on one second. Go ahead and take it.
I'm taking what? Okay, yeah. So we back. Hold on one second, everybody. I got a piece of candy in my mouth. I thought we were still on break. Hold on. So yeah, and so we are literally talking about success, how we measure success. And now Antonio, as my brother, you see how passionate we talk. Well, this goes on at least once a month, something like that. Maybe once every month we do this. And as you can see, there is no animosity. This is just how we roll. And I like to give a guilty plug. We're going to be on, ladies and gentlemen, coming the month of January, talking about sports twice a month. That's right. Me and Antonio is going to be coming on. So we got a podcast, a segue off another one off of this podcast, another edition. It's going to be good. We're going to talk about sports. I'm philosophical, as you can see. My brother right now is straight to the point, nuts and bolts, you know what I'm saying, hand in the dirt, and it is what it is. He's gritty, he's grind. It is what it is. Matter of fact, I'm coming in with the philosophical side. I'm trying to see both ends. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, give as many scenarios as I can. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to talk about sports. And that's just the way, our big argument. Cool. You know what our biggest arguments was? What? Our biggest arguments was the coach of the Baltimore Ravens. I think the coach of the Baltimore Ravens got a gambling problem. Antonio said he made some good decisions last year. I said he made some decisions with Lamar Jackson and that he has a gambling issue, and I prayed for him, and I've asked Baltimore City to pray for him too. But I am in that side of the game when I'm trying to find that part, and so he's going to come in with that one. So it is what it is, nuts and bolts. Get ready for it, y'all.
Get ready, y'all.
Get ready for it. It's going to be good. All right, but we're here now.
All right, we're here.
All right, we have a caller. Call
Listen,
on in.
If anyone else wants to call in, you can call 443-850-8626. Caller, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay,
hey, are you introducing yourself, or you using your John Doe or your Jane? What's it, Jane Dane? John Doe? Jane Doe? Something. Which one you using?
Katie. This is Katie Williamson.
Okay. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Katie. Katie Williamson.
Say hi, Antonio.
How you know who he is?
How you know me?
So, as I was sitting here waiting my turn, I see that a lady, Miss Sewell, basically said the same thing I was going to say, and she was saying one of the comments is if it's individually defined, then there's no debate. So y'all have been debating for quite some time, and I just was like, both of y'all are like contradicting yourself because
Terry, I'm sorry. Katie, can you mute the podcast you're listening to?
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, it's picking up steady.
Yeah.
I know I be slow.
How am I how am I contradicting myself?
Okay, well,
how am I?
Pastor Anthony said. 1 second.
I'm listening.
Okay. Okay. I first wanted to point that success, first of all.
Hey, Tari,
I am still muted.
Are you mute what you're watching on the online?
I'm not watching. It's just pause, and I'm talking to y'all. Can you hear me better? Okay. I first wanted to point that.
We gonna roll with it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I am still muted. Okay.
Are you mute what you're watching on?
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, you know what? It's me.
Oh, it was
Ted. It was Ted.
I'm sorry, Katie.
Really?
My bad.
I'm my business.
I'm so sorry.
All right. So
okay.
First, I was saying that Miss Sewell, she was saying basically if it's individually defined, that there's no debate. I agree 100% with her. So y'all kind of like contradicting yourself because both of y'all saying the success is defined by the person. Then Antonio came back and said if the man ain't dressed right, then he not successful.
I never said that. I never said that, Tari. I never said that.
Oh, I must have wrote that down wrong.
No, you did.
I don't want to reopen a can of worms.
No, we're good.
But,
I don't remember saying it though.
Okay, so am I wrong, Ted? And
no, you are correct.
Okay, okay. So I was just like thinking, like you can't say he's not successful because all of the stuff Anthony said, and you said it too. But in Anthony, your thought process is so broad and such a broad spectrum, and Antonio is. This is what it is, cutting concrete. So it makes it seem like you're going off the road, but you're really not going off the road. It's just that your mind just be just thinking all the way down the road when we just, like, most people are just, like, right at the front door, but you all the way down the alley. So, yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. I know I
think it took a minute for us all to get on the same page with everybody being measured by, like, the success not being measured. I don't know if that was the initial thing, like, where everybody was on the...
Cause now,
I still remember what I wanted to say to you.
Cause right now, cause that's why I asked them, Terry, is they like that?
Her name is Williamson.
I said Miss Terry.
Right, and that's why I didn't want to call in again, Antonio, because I felt like that was going somewhere, and I wanted to jump in on that. But Tia said I had to say something, so
But Terry, but I'm still on the fence I'm still kind of on the fence a little bit. Because what we talking about success of being defined individually, and that's why I asked them, is they like that? Is we like that in everything? We're like that with everything. Because we was just about to jump in health. Now, if we saying that success is defined individually, is health defined individually? It's being successly healthy defined individually?
I think every aspect.
My answer is no.
No.
Why?
So that's my thing is. Go ahead.
Health. Okay, let me backtrack. Health.
Okay, go ahead.
Health, I guess, can't be defined individually because there is a chart on health or whatever. Like if you obese and you unhealthy, is that what you?
That's
going?
a chart. But Terry,
one body.
That's why. Terry, but listen.
But there's still different measures of health.
But see how you just see how you just said there's a chart on health? That's a chart on success.
No.
That's not a chart on success?
No, Antonio.
No,
Okay.
Well, let me hear you.
And I'm asking you. I think you said okay. You said
my original. Here was my. You got something to say?
Because you got individuals that would say that.
I want to know, for health, do you mean like a person's like their living style? Or you talking about their?
Because some people can say. So some people can say that. Some people can say that they're healthy when they're obese. Mm-hmm. You got people say I'm healthy. Mm-hmm. I'm big boned and I'm like this. I'm good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they can say that they are successfully healthy or healthy.
But you disagree with that.
But I'm asking. But and in the same way. So, but it's individualized though. She's saying she's healthy.
I agree.
But she's saying I'm just going off what I'm saying. You people say you saying she's healthy. Mm-hmm. And do we have to agree? Do we have to agree with her since that's her? Since she's saying.
So, but if you're saying that you're healthy, no, I'm saying if you say that you're healthy and she is big bone and she eats the same diet you are and she's
no.
How can we really how can we properly assess it?
See what I'm saying? But now
that's why I say health cannot be.
That's why I cannot put health in this category.
Yeah,
I think everything would have to have its own individual measurement. Because you said it can be those.
See, that's what I'm saying though, because
the world judges it, but it's kind of.
But my thing is though, we are saying that health. We saying no to health. Hello.
Yeah, I think we got.
Yeah, I mean, I want you to tell me your thoughts.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something. Oh no, but because we were saying that success is defined individually.
Yeah.
When when somebody healthy can say, I can say you're not healthy, and they can say they are healthy.
So why
that's defined individually. That's defined individually.
But what are you basing your opinion of their health on?
I just said them being. I'm just saying. I'm using it for example. I'm just saying. I'm using it on them being obese.
But, okay. So, but just because somebody, so you're saying just because somebody is obese, that means they're unhealthy?
I mean.
No, I'm asking you your personal opinion.
That's a fact.
No.
Not necessarily.
Why is it a fact, though?
Because.
Where did you get your facts from?
The doctor.
Okay, but
I don't agree with that.
The doctor.
We don't agree with this.
Let me finish.
But why am I obese I can still run. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I can still run a marathon and all that.
Because
I'm just obese based on a BMI chart that's not considering my culture. It's not considering my demographic. It's not considering.
That has nothing. But that has nothing to do with. That has nothing to do with you being obese. If you but you can't. How can we? So now we are going against facts, scientists, nature, and data.
Yeah, for sure. Because
that's what you're going to get. You're going to.
We would have to. We can't really kind of use those things.
We're going. So that's so. Terry, so you saying you disagree? So you saying you disagreeing with the doctors, research?
I'm really
listen. You're going against doctor. You're going against research. You're going against data, and you're going against science. And now you're going to get listen. You're going to hey, Terry, this is another big thing you're going against. What?
Mm-hmm.
Statistics.
Well, you know I don't care about that.
No, I'm saying, but how can you not care about that? How can you not care about that if a statistics say that 8 out of 10 people that's obese died at a certain age?
From who? Where are these statistics coming from?
Death certificates.
So I would have to say this. I have to say this.
He said death certificates.
He said death certificates. Listen,
we ain't talking about no survey. A survey and stats do different things.
How do you think they get statistics?
Because the same way they get statistics from how much you make. So when you file your taxes.
All right. So hold on for a second. So here's the concern.
So they know when you go to the doctor.
Here's the concern, and we have another caller too. My concern is that a lot of times some of the statistics that we go by in the health field are not necessarily catered to your race or your culture, depending on where you are.
Where you get that from?
I'm in the health field.
But that's almost opinionated too.
No, it's not, because we know that. Like the African American race is not necessarily built like the Caucasian race. Okay. So for their height and their BMI, wait,
body mass index.
Yeah, it could fluctuate. Not saying that we're looking at somebody that's necessarily 400 pounds. Not saying that we're looking at a 400 pound and we're saying that this is necessarily.
We're not talking about that.
I'm obese. But I'm obese.
Yeah, so we could see somebody that's like 120 pounds, but they're 5'7", and they would consider that to be obesity.
No.
So
right, that's
exactly.
I'm overweight.
I mean, that's not obese though. You 5'7", 120 is not obese.
To our base, that's my point. That's my point.
No race.
That's my. They do in certain charts that we use. They say that your height makes you, it qualifies you into another spectrum, and it brings you into an obesity chart. So that's just the point, is that a lot of those things that we use in the health field are not necessarily. They cannot be used properly for each race.
So when we got statistics, now y'all say, now this is what black people are always trying to defend something. but something ain't adding up.
I work in it every day.
I know you work, but something ain't added up.
Cause what's not adding up? Maybe the statistics.
Something ain't adding up because this one ain't adding up.
What?
Mostly black people got high blood pressure.
But you know,
stop! You gotta stop doing that. But I'm talking. No, what I'm saying, Terry, when you miss what I'm saying, I'm off for that right now. What I'm saying is that because Tia said that we got to go off our culture and our body weight and different things like that, and I'm saying that our race of people are at the top of the charts with all these conditions.
Right, I agree.
All right, but then we turn around and sit there and say, "Oh, that don't apply. That scale."
No, that's not what we said.
No.
That's not what they said.
That's not what I said.
No,
that's not what I said.
So you did. Sorry, you didn't sit. So you just didn't say that you have to go off our culture when they use statistics of if somebody obese or different things like that. You have to go off our culture. You didn't say that
for healthy weight.
No, what I said was their BMI chart is not based upon our culture. And when I say that, it's our physical structure and everything.
And I'm saying to you, I'm saying to you,
I'm not saying what we eat. I'm just saying our body type, our body structure.
So, and I'm saying, but I'm saying to you is the people that are obese are the ones that have the issue.
Not necessarily.
Most people.
Not necessarily.
Listen,
surprised.
I lost percentage of them though. We know. We not know.
So what about the ones who are not obese and are unhealthy? What about that?
You got people that do. You got people that see. This is what.
Because hypertension is not just caused by what you eat. So.
I never said that. I never said where they come from.
It's half and half. It's not.
I never said where they come. I never said where. I never said that it came from eating. I never said they come from smoking. I never said that it was hereditary. I just said that as a culture we go against. We get on the BMIs and different things like that, and we are the most. We are the number one race that got all these conditions. But when we sit there and say that you 5'7", a black woman is 5'7", but she built like a hippo, and she ain't got so she's healthy.
Who said that?
But she could be big.
That's what
I'm saying. It can't be measured because it really would. It would be case by case.
I know it's case by. Yeah. Let's we generalize.
Right, but when we're talking about race, we are not specifically talking about hypertension and all. Right now, we're just talking about the weight charts as far as the BMI.
That's what I said. That's what I'm talking about. Obesity.
Right.
Obesity.
But then you went into the hypertension, so that's a different.
I'm talking about the weight.
Okay.
So that's why I just said
but you also said that a 5'7" woman that's 5'7" that's like 120 pounds.
I never said that. You said that. You said that.
My example, but you said she shouldn't be considered obese.
She shouldn't be considered
That's
obese.
why I'm saying that the charts at times are inaccurate.
But that's not. But the 5'7", 120 is not considered obese.
It is to a certain. I have to pull it up. They are. That's how the charts are.
But
if you go over a certain height, it then classifies you in a different weight class.
Yes, and 120
to
ain't
them.
it.
Exactly, not to us, but to those charts.
That's what I'm saying. To the charts, 120 ain't.
We do have another caller.
We got another call. They calling you, man.
Yeah, bye.
Thanks, Katie.
All right, Katie.
All right, thanks. Okay, let's call this caller back because I missed the call.
Missed the call.
Always ready to defend that stuff. Just that help, boy. I tell you, never fails.
Hello, this is Pastor Anthony. Said, I'm sorry we missed your call. Were you
calling you back?
Yes.
Who's this?
Yes. How y'all doing?
Good.
This is John Doe, man. This is John Doe.
I know who you are. I know who you are. Blessings, sir. How you doing?
Man, this is Terrence.
I know who you are. That's why I said I know who you are. This is Mike's brother.
All right.
Go ahead, sir. Let us have it. What you got? What's your question or what you gonna comment?
Listen, I'm gonna be very quick. I think that, and you know, Doc, that we're living in a society where nothing is absolute anymore.
Nothing is what?
Absolute.
Nothing is absolute anymore. There is. A chair can't be a chair in your mind, right? There has to be a fundamental understanding of everything. I think that we have to have a starting point, right? We have to have a starting point for everything so we can all be working from the same frame of reference. So now everything is so subjective. Everything is so subjective because everyone is using a different measuring stick. But again, we have to get back to the point where there is a fundamental understanding of everything, right? That is the reality. We got to have a fundamental understanding of everything and every aspect of our society so that we all have a starting point for success. We can't be all used. Everything can't just be subjective. No, that's not how it works. There's got to be a fundamental understanding of every aspect of health.
And that's what I'm saying, boss. That's what I'm saying. That's where my stance is at, boss man. You with me? You with me? That's
right.
That's my mentality.
Wait a minute. So you're
that's me. So I agree with him.
So Terrence, are you saying that truth is not relative?
Truth is relative.
So how can it be absolute?
Well, the thing is that there has to be there has to be a fundamental understanding. There's a starting point, right? And then we go from the starting point. You get what I'm saying? There's one starting point. And so we start there. And my truth doesn't have to be your truth, but it all starts somewhere.
But it's okay.
And how can I start?
So if I am starting at a different place than you're starting,
right.
then the only truth that exists is the fact that we both started.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is that true?
Or the only truth is the destination, the success.
Wait a minute. Wait. So wait.
We all have to be working toward some common understanding. So let's just say success. we all have a common understanding that success ain't robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it ain't living paycheck to paycheck.
Says who? Says who?
First agree. We all have to first agree that ain't success.
I disagree. Right? Let me tell you why I disagree. I disagree because of where the black family started.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna say that if you're gonna use success to a European family is not success to a black family. It's not.
Yeah. Because
we have what you just said, different starting points. Therefore, there's a destination. In my opinion, the American African today is looking for freedom. Certain measure of freedom. Yeah. We're trying to get freedom. And that's all we hear is freedom. That's all you hear is freedom. Freedom. I just want to be free. We've been hearing that for the last 60, 70 years, really all since we've been fighting. Yeah. Freedom. That's all we hear, freedom. I say that we should be searching for independence. And that's different than freedom because we had a different starting point. And if we have a different starting point, then our destination is also different. So my question to you.
No. I agree with you.
So where do we start and where do we finish?
But correct, I agree with you. But again, success in the European or the African context is different, right? So success being measured in the African American context there has to be one fundamental understanding. But over there, like you said, maybe it's freedom. You get what I'm saying? There has to be a fundamental understanding.
There has to be, but there's not.
It changes depending on where you are.
I'm going to cut you off, boss man. I'm going to cut you off. And when we get to that point that what you're talking about, that's when we're going to start seeing change.
But currently,
do y'all
actually agree with y'all saying right now?
Listen, like you say, listen.
I'm saying that it's not. We're not currently all on the same.
No, we're not. Like
we don't. We got to guess. We don't want to cut him off. We can cut. I want him to talk.
Go ahead.
Let him get more than we can say.
Go ahead, Terrence.
No. Listen, that's all I had, and I want to see Pastor Anthony where you are.
Good, Terrence. I don't believe, and I respect what you're saying, but when you say that success has to be measured, and if the starting point can't be measured, and then the destination has to be measured. But what if? So what do you say to the man that just says, I just don't want my children to be in the, what about the man that says, I just don't want my children to die in the streets? And all they say is, hey, I'm successful. Why? Because none of my boys died in the street. My brothers, my mothers, my this, my that, all of them died in the street. And the one man just saying, hey, I did it. And why do you know you did it? Because all my kids are alive.
Or that's the young man that says, I made it to 18. And so I'm,
that's crazy. So is he not successful?
Yeah.
Since his whole life, his whole family has been down in the streets. He says, now, look, my family, they could be what we call nothing.
Yeah.
He's saying they alive.
Oh.
And he's saying they're alive. Since he's saying they're alive, he's saying, somebody else calling it. He's saying since they're alive, he's saying that's success. Life to him is success. You look at me, I'm like, no, we got to take what we're doing, and my definition is take whatever daddy did for us and take it to another level. That's my level of success. So how can it be absolute?
You know what he's doing? The same thing I did.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing you're doing.
And the same thing that a lot of other men doing that's teaching different things like that.
What?
We generalize. See how we generalize. So we saying that. So basically, I say out of 100%, we talking to like 75%, and then the other 25% is what he's saying. This guy might be say success. This guy, but what he's doing is he doing the same thing I'm agreeing with. I'm generalizing, and then you got the few that say, well, this is my point. This is my success. I'm successful, but we are generalizing. And that's what that's what I'm doing.
Terrence,
I understand what he's saying. He's like with other podcasts and guys that be teaching, we generalize.
Okay, I get that.
That's what they're doing.
So Terrence, how can you argue my point and then substantiate your point, and then we're gonna lock it like that?
I just gave it to him. You generalize.
No, but let him say it, man. Go ahead, Terrence.
You talked about success and dying in the street. Again, we have to start out with the same measuring stick.
How?
Are they talking about success? Is it living or dying? So we have to start, we got to get on the same page first. There has to be a fundamental understanding. we have to learn to what are you measuring success at? What am I measuring success at? All right, because there has to be one for it can't be different for everybody, because then it'll all be okay. Well, I think I'm successful, but really in reality, you are living in you're struggling, right? But you're the only one who don't know you're struggling, right? So I think that there has to be a fundamental understanding. We have to come to one place where we all agree,
and that's how
that
I think.
I don't. I mean, because the reality is that's just not life. I mean, if we're looking at life in a realistic, if we're looking at life in a realistic aspect, that's just not it.
Yes, it is.
Everyone is just not on the same standard.
I guarantee. Listen, yes, it is. Because
that may be a goal for someone.
No, I guarantee.
But we're not on that same.
Listen, we're generalizing. I guarantee you, if you get 10 people up here and ask them what success is, 8 out of that 10 or 7 out of 10 gonna say the same thing.
But that's still not the whole number.
We're not all the same. I said. But you generalizing.
You can't.
Well, we can't generalize. We just did. That's what he said.
Like you can't.
Basically, because you
can't make a conclusion with leaving out those few, because it just is not the whole.
And the same thing I'm just going about based on.
Go ahead. So Terrence. Go. Terrence.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So since you said that, so I'm the kind of man. I'm a preacher, and I'm a teacher preacher, right? Since I'm not going to come against anything that you're saying, but I'm going to ask you to give us what you say success is for those who are listening. So I'm going to give you like a because you go to Southern Baptist, so y'all can preach a whole sermon in 3 minutes. So I need you to take like 30 seconds, man, to give us that ground point, give us that starting point. You let us have it.
Man, for me, success is doing well at anything. For me, success is doing well, which again, there has to be some starting point. That means that taking the struggle out of it, right? That means that making some traction, not being stagnant, not being stuck, right? Actually rising, right? And again, there has to be a measuring stick. And so you have to have a common understanding of what it means to fail, what it means to be stuck, what it means to be stagnant. You have to be real with yourself, and you have to look around in the world and kind of just be real, right? So for me, success is making some headway, is making some traction. It is progress. It is not being stuck in one place. And whatever aspect of society you're in, for me, success is making progress. It's moving along. It is growing. It is growth. It is production. That is what success is to me. And I think we have to stop lying to ourselves and saying that, okay, this is progress, this is production. Again, we have to say, okay, am I moving on? Am I moving forward? Am I growing? That for me is success. And that's me measuring any aspect of my life, right? So that's in the short, that's what success is. And I think, like Antonio said, if we get a bunch of people in the room, they will kind of,
say the same thing.
That's the same thing. But again, when everybody choose to take their own opinion and see it from a different lens, I see it through a different lens now, right? That's why we get everybody in different corners, and now everything is all screwed up. But hey, listen, I told you I wanted to be brief.
That was good, you was good, man. You was good, man. You was good. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man.
All right, so
hanging out with us. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, but
thank you.
Go ahead.
But that's where
we have another caller too.
Go, let them call. Man. We've been jibber jab. No. Go. Let them call. Go. Who we got?
I'm trying to see now.
Oh, you calling back?
Yeah, I'm calling back. Hello, this is Pastor Anthony said, sorry we missed your call.
It's okay.
All right, tell us who you are. Tell us your name.
If you don't, just say Jane Doe or John. Jane.
No, I'm Monique. Hi, Anthony, Antonio, and Nancy. How y'all doing?
Hi, how you doing?
Who's this?
Monique from way back.
Way back. Kids Lyrics.
Oh, man. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Monique.
Hey.
From way back. He said from way back.
And the VA for the T. Me and the T work at the VA together.
Wow.
Hey, Monique.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
Let us hear it, Monique.
Now, I just been over here tripping off of y'all, but to be honest, I agree with all three of y'all.
How?
I'm explaining.
Tell us how.
I'm explaining.
Leave my girl alone. Let's go.
I'm gonna go from Anthony. I'm gonna go over to Natia.
Okay.
So I agree with Anthony on the aspect of being liberal and sympathizing with people, because everybody had different starts.
Like, for instance, when y'all was talking about how, and I already know this, like, y'all grew up with your mother and father and everything. And I wasn't behind y'all 4 walls, but to me, y'all had a healthy life. I had mother and father in the house, but it was very dysfunctional and very unhealthy. And it's like, I made some decisions, which goes into Antonio. I had to make choices because of my upbringing and because I wasn't, I guess, mentored. And like, my parents really they couldn't really give me what they didn't have. So I was like left to fend for myself. So I was a teenage mother. I had a choice abortion was never a choice. I was going to have my baby, but it was hard. I still had to finish school. I still had to do this and still had to do that. I could have just took the easy way out and be like, my life is over, da-da-da-da. I still graduated, high school year early, still had to do what I had to do because I saw how my parents was living. I know that I didn't want that for myself or my children. So I agree with Antonio about the choice. I got, I had to make decisions. And my life has not been easy at all. Like, I've gone through stuff that probably would have killed people, like health conditions and this and that. And by the way I, live my life and I carry myself, you would never think, like, people, because I'm so strong and I get knocked down, get back up, knocked down, get back up, people really don't know what I've endured and gone through. And that's because I didn't have a choice. I had to. You see what I'm saying? And then as far as, like, what Natia said, when y'all got into the health aspect, and I've been in healthcare for 19 years. I also, in school, so I took sociology class. A lot of those statistics are not geared towards African-American people, or they're kind of skewed where they put us in it, but it's not accurate.
Right.
So getting back to myself, like, I have people around me now, which is why I really don't mess with nobody, that are so stuck in how they grew up and so stuck in what their environment was. They're grown and they're calling me, asking me, I guess, for advice. They're making the same choices over and over, which gets back to Antonio about the dude making choices. Making the same choices and wondering why they keep getting the same outcome. Yeah, I grew up the same way, but I had to make different choices because that's how my life is the way it is now. And some people, it annoys me because I'm like, if I, with everything that I've been through, could do this and this and this, there's no excuse why you can't do it yourself. Now, like I said, I'm not God. I'm not nobody to judge because my life hasn't been perfect. So I give people leeway, but at some point in your life, with that Antonio said, you got to try to have some type of independence. That's just how I say. So to me, I believe success can be measured individually, but I feel like at some point, especially like when you know better, you got to do better. That's just how I see it.
Okay. All right, I got that. So you agreed. You took a piece of. It sounded like you took a piece of what you agreed with all of us. But can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Take a piece of what you disagreed about anything that any of us said. Because you took a piece about all of that you agreed with. There had to be something that you disagreed with. So
there was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I know I'm asking. Got it backtrack. Okay. I know. Okay. All right.
I mean.
So we're just me, because the rest of them can't handle it. I can handle it.
I'm good.
I'm joking. I'm trying to egg them on.
It's my coworker.
I can't, like I said, it was so much going on. I can't really, because like, if I say I disagree with this, I might not say it accurately, and then y'all correct me, and then it's like my.
I get it. So and then I'll ask you another question, because you agree with all of us when we had all different points of view. Are you a person who is agreeable? And if you are so you are an agreeable person.
Yes.
You do know that most disagreeable people are successful. It's the Michael Jordans. It's the LeBron James. It's the people that. It's the people. You gotta branch off. It's the Antonio Fliggins. It's the people that are disagreeable. You know, I'm serious. It's the people like that seem to bear the most success in the world, because they do not mind sort of disrupting things, and you know what I'm saying, and ruffling feathers, and so your life is, and so
disagreeable in that you didn't specify disagreeable.
And disagreeable in so many words, against the general consensus, and they said, hey,
if that's the case, I'm a disagreeable person.
You are a disagreeable person. So
because I stand by myself with a lot of stuff. I don't agree with a lot of people.
So as a woman, how do you define success in your own personal life?
How do you define
success? What did you call success?
And can it be, did you say that you do think it can be measured, or it cannot be measured? across the
I
board?
think it can be measured to the individual because the individual know what they have been through, what they've gone through, and stuff like that. So I feel like it has to be measured individually because, like I said, nobody knows what your story is. Nobody knows what you've been through. Nobody been in your four walls. Only you know where you started and where you came from. But that's also with somebody with a logical mind. Like, I could say I'm successful and I'm not really doing much, and I could have done much, could have had opportunities. But if I know where I started and I know I put an effort in and I can look back and say I'm not where I was the same time last year, then
you consider that success.
Yeah.
So basically, like what Terrence said about the progress, any form of
But
progress.
Terrence was saying we all need Terrence was saying we need a starting point. We some
Right, but
foundation,
he
some
still
ground, some
said
footing.
that success was some form of progress from one point to another.
He said that too.
From
That's what Terrence said.
I'm not.
Terrence said that too.
But
Hold on, what you say, Monique? Hold on.
But what if all of us stand on different grounds?
Exactly. That's why it can't be measured. Like it can't be because everyone's definition of it is different.
Maybe I'm missing something here.
No, I believe progress is progress, but I believe success is like say for instance, like with me, I'm in school right now. That's making progress.
Okay.
I feel like I'm not going to be successful in what I'm doing until I get that degree, and then I'll be successful once I get, the job that I want or the house that I want, stuff like that.
But somebody might
like
look at your
is-
story and say, you just making it to school, you are successful. Like you're on the
That's true.
So
And
it's so
somebody-
hard to.
And somebody could also say you going to school so late. Are you unsuccessful and trying to make up for lost time?
That's their opinion.
That's their opinion.
I had stuff going on. That's their opinion.
Okay. So now we are saying that it's only measured by the individual. So we can't.
I'm not saying
It
that.
can't be.
I'm
It
saying
can't be
that's just.
measured.
It's
I'm
hard.
saying that's
It's a
my thing. I'm
hard
not saying
statement.
It's hard, but
It's a hard statement, y'all.
Like,
It ain't hard.
I'm not generalizing that.
It ain't hard at
But
all.
my opinion is that
It ain't hard.
it's the individual. It's based on the individual.
All right.
And the way I think.
Thanks, Monique. Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Monique. And the way
No problem.
And the way I operate and think,
Go ahead.
it can be put in everything.
What?
The way I operate,
The definition of
no,
success?
no, I'm not
The
talking
way he think that
talking about
Stone Cold,
that Stone
Steve
Cold,
Austin.
It can operate because
The
I'm
Rock.
agreeing with Terrence. It can
The
operate
Rock.
in everything because what we're doing, we like I told you before, we are generalizing and we're not even thinking about. That's why I said if we get 10 up here, 8 gonna say the same thing, and the other two gonna say this that, like he was saying. Success is, like he said, success is based on individual. I can get by this again, but I'm agreeing with Terrence and a lot of other people that be teaching. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify. Okay, so if you have the 10 and 2 are not with it, so those 2 are basically they don't count.
We're not saying they. We're not saying.
I know. I'm just clear. I just want to clear.
We're not saying they. We're not saying they don't. We're not saying that they don't count. We're saying that this
It's a standard.
This the standard. This is what it is. The 8 is where it's at. The 2 is not. The 8 is where it's at. The 2 is.
And that's what society is. I mean that's.
But see, listen. But I agree with that. But like I said, she's still on the phone.
Yeah, we still have Monique on.
Okay. But
Yeah,
okay. All right. So like I was saying, for like Terrence was saying, like we saying that everybody got a different starting point. But he's saying that it has to be a start. I understand what he's saying, but I don't think he can word it. I understand exactly what he's saying. He basically what he's saying is, we have to come to a place where this is it, and this is not it. So that's that.
Defining the standards.
Defining the standard and say, all right, this is, even if you, because you're going to get, and it's not going to be 100% across the board. You're going to have something that's going to say, well, I went through this, I went through that. And we still have to take a stand and say, okay, we understand that you went through this and you went through this and you started here and you grew up like this. But this is still the standard.
Who defines those standards? And
But that's what Terrence. But that's what Terrence was saying. That.
So can I throw an example out there to kind of clarify what you're saying? So I'm gonna go back to, I can't tell y'all voice apart, Antonio and Anthony, without looking at y'all.
It's Antonio.
But, okay, Antonio. So no, I'm saying who said like somebody could measure me that I'm unsuccessful because I waited so late to go back. So are you saying like in that context where the guy Terrence was talking about like because I waited late to go back, that I'm unsuccessful? Are you speak like what you just said? Are you like using that example? Does that clarify what you were trying to say, or were you saying something else?
No, what I was saying,
Talking to me or you?
Me, because I'm saying that what if the person, because when we're saying that, so my argument is, my argument is that truth, and just use the word truth, is not absolute. And you just hope this is coming from a Christian pastor. That truth, there's Anthony, there's this Christian pastor, and I say it because, you know, Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." So I get all that. We can go in. We have a theological debate. I'll have it all day. I say the truth is fluid. I say it's conditional. I'd say it's at sometimes traditional. I'd say it's original. I say it oscillates from day to day. I mean, at one point, and I'm only saying this, and I'm getting to where I'm about to say. I'm just making my point about what I'm about to say. At one point, people thought the sun actually went up and down. So here was the scripture: from the rising of the sun to the going down of the sun. That was a scripture. People thought at that moment the sun actually rose and went down. And there are still some people today who think the sun goes up and down.
Yeah.
Because at one point in history, that was the truth. But once you get a little bit higher and we got a little more science is about good 500 years old. Now we are scientific now, and we no longer have a sort of a magical religious mindset towards nature and life. Now we see what that scripture meant. From what they saw I know where I'm going at. I'm going somewhere different, bro. I know where I'm going at when I talk about truth. Oh, well, yeah. So when you see those scriptures in the old, it's from where they were, where life goes on. Now, why did I say all that? Let me finish. Why I'm telling you why I say all that. Why I'm saying all that. Because when I say that she was what somebody would deem saying to you that you were unsuccessful because you went to school so late, somebody could say that you were unsuccessful. And they say success is going to school when you should be paying for your children to go to school. You should have now, so you're doing something now your children should be doing, and you should be at a place in your life where you're not trying to do anything because you missed time when you was out there doing whatever you were doing, good or bad, struggle or not. I'm just using this as an example. I'm not saying this. I'm saying that's how people think. And so now, but you come along and she says, no, I am successful because I didn't quit.
What's the standard?
That's my point. That's my. Y'all making my point.
So what Terrence is saying, and I kind of agree.
She's unsuccessful.
That's what he's saying.
Terrence is saying that Monique is unsuccessful, and this is what I'm saying. You're saying what I'm saying. I'm saying that Monique is saying I held on,
and I got the same story Monique
got. I'm saying that I'm successful. I'm successful because I did it. Terrence says there has to be a standard.
Right.
There has to be some groundwork. What should you be doing at this age, in this place, in this stage in your life? You should be at a place right now that Monique is around our age.
That's the standard, though.
That's my point.
Is that right or is wrong?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying that because I'm saying this is why I'm saying success is individualized. I am coming against what y'all saying respectfully because of the woman that's on the phone right now, and there's so many women like Monique.
Well, I don't agree.
But if we but there's a standard, and we real, just like Monique saying that what she said. I got the same story, just different situation.
That's true.
Right.
Guess what? And I got to, and I got to say, Monique, and I got to say that. You might not say it. I'm not scared to say it, that I was unsuccessful in that area.
I can't.
Someone else might say that. That's why I can't be measured.
That's where Terrence is coming in at and said that once we get to a standard, then we can get somewhere. And we are saying that
not y'all. We all saying the same thing in a different way.
I'm agreeing with Terrence.
But listen what you're saying.
Here's also the thing too. We had this discussion in school. It's a lot more older people. Like I think it was Anthony was saying that the truth is fluid, and like how life goes on. Like the rise and setting of the sun was something that it was back in the day, but it's different now. It's the same thing. Like back in the day, school was just for kids coming out of high school. You have more older people returning to school than you have younger now.
This is true.
I'm going to school with them, so it's like. Something that was a standard back in the day, it ain't like how it is now. Because a lot of younger people are doing businesses and doing their own entrepreneurial.
So if it keeps changing, and y'all are making my point, so if it keeps changing, then how can there be a standard?
It cannot. It can't be a standard.
So then somebody can come along and say that the reason why that's happening because we didn't do what we were supposed to do when we were supposed to do it. That's why it's happening like that now.
It's
see that's in the see.
Go ahead,
Monique. We ain't gonna cut you off.
I'm gonna just tell y'all my truth. The reason why because like I said, I don't have no problem with talking. The reason why I am returning back to school, because I went to school before, but the reason why I'm returning back to school is because I made a choice, because that's how I grew up, to put other people's needs before mine, to take care of everything, everybody, and this is how you show your love and stuff like that. In return, I got betrayed. I started having, illnesses that I couldn't control, cancer, seizures, a whole bunch of stuff. And I had to take care of myself. So I was in no shape, form, or nothing to do anything. So now that I'm divorced,
so was that success? I'm gonna cut you off.
Stuff like that. What would you say?
I'm gonna cut you off. But was that area? Was that what you just said? Was that unsuccessful?
What you mean about that? Like
you said that being unsuccessful. You said you was other people needed for yours.
I was being. I was being unsuccessful. Right. I was being unsuccessful to myself. I would say that. I was being successful for everybody else, but I wasn't being true and successful for myself.
It can't be categorized into a standard.
And Terrence is saying, when we go ahead, Monique.
No, I'm just saying, like I would have to agree with that, because in healing. After I got divorced, like when I got divorced, I didn't just divorce my ex-husband. I divorced my entire past. I had to unlearn a lot of stuff. I had to get to know who I was. I had to get back to loving myself. So I agree with that point. I was very unsuccessful to me because I was always gifted. I read early. I was super smart, on the road, all this. There's no way in the world my life should have went like that. But it's because of choices that I made, and I take accountability for that. That's why things happen. But I could have stopped because that tore me apart. I ain't gonna lie. From growing up and then dealing with that, but I made a decision because I prayed to God. I'm like, God, you gotta save me because I'm gonna die in this marriage, and He made it happen. And I still remember this to this day. I was sitting on the floor crying because of what happened. But then I was like, Mo, you prayed to God for this. Like, get up, get it together. And ever since then, like the standard was set. I've been running ever since, and I ain't ashamed about it. And this time, I'm going to finish and do what I got to do.
I know this.
Exactly. Yes, you are.
Thank you, Monique.
Thank you, Monique. We're going to pray your success. We're going to pray.
Yes, we are.
And I'm going to cash you out.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much.
All right.
All right, Monique. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye. Love y'all.
Love you too,
Love you too.
All right. So
how can it be a standard?
That's what see.
We're going to come back to
this why. I let y'all bully me in.
No, you didn't.
And make me because I still deep down inside I said I went on and caved in, but deep down inside I wanted to exactly say what Terrence was saying. I agree to say Kevin. I was talking about the
Kevin
other
Samuels
because they think the same way.
Yeah, but
that
Terrence was thinking.
That's what I'm saying. They think the same way.
So, but how would you create a standard?
Here was the question. Okay. We about to ask the same thing.
But I want to ask you a question then. Because with all of these things, then we are measuring success, and then we are setting the standard. Then my question is, from all of these, so you have to then, this is why we converse. Mm-hmm. We converse to put all the ideas on the table. Mm-hmm. And some kind of way we have to sort through the ideas. Mm-hmm. That's what conversation does. It helps us to sort through ideas. So now in sorting through these ideas, we then say together, as a community, as a people, okay, then what's the standard? What is, so we can't keep saying there it's a standard. And somebody got to say this is the standard.
And that's what Terrence said.
Yes, but he said progress. He said those things like that. Yes.
How can it go based off of that person's experience and that person? How do you do? How can you? How is it? How can you do that?
Let me use this for an example. Please let me use this for an example. All right, I'm going back. I'm still saying this. I'm still the same subject. We're talking about success, and we say, and we had to say, regardless of use an example, regardless of your product, your environment, your starting point, this, that, and that. If you don't do this, you still are not successful. And what that is, I can't say it or come up with it verbally or vocabulary, but I'm saying in terms is saying that there has to be a standard. Because we can't, and then because once, like Terrence said, once we had no standard, then we're all over the place. We're all over the place. We're all over.
So,
go ahead.
Okay. If you set a standard, then basically you break, and you come against almost like an equality issue. You come against like a morality, like you go into a different lane. So people can try to create standards. I mean, I don't think it will be universal, but you basically break into another type of thing when you don't take into consideration the lifestyle because we all just are not cookie cut made manufactured people.
But he's saying what I'm I'm saying regardless of that, this still has to be the standard. Problem is let's use like speed. Let's use speed for example.
Okay.
And we say this is
limits?
speed. No, I ain't say
Talking
speed
about
limit.
speed?
I just said speed, running speed,
running
track
speed.
speed.
Okay.
Let's say getting faster.
Okay.
This is the standard to get faster. Mm-hmm. And then we get some people that say, well, somebody come in and say, well, I can't do it that way because I'm this.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it that way because I'm not tall enough. Mm-hmm. I can't do it that way because I'm too big. Mm-hmm. I can't do it that way because I'm naturally slow. I can't do it that way because my body won't allow me to do it, or I'm not strong enough to do it. We don't care. It doesn't matter because that don't matter because this is still the standard to get faster, and that's what Terrence is saying. I just use speed as an example. I said it again. This is the standard to get faster.
Don't use speed. Use
a
real.
I'm using real. I'm using this real.
No.
Speed is
what
real.
I'm saying is use something that we can put into like this platform in regards to like a lifestyle.
I am doing it. I'm breaking down. That's why I'm saying speed.
No, I get the speed, but use one that
I'm using because what we're saying and what y'all saying is that there can't be no starting point because everybody got different starting points and got different things. Basically,
success.
Got different things going on for success. Mm-hmm. And I'm using the way to become faster and faster. You have to do this. And I said, what if this person's not tall enough to do this? Mm-hmm. What if this person, one leg is shorter than the other to do this? What if this person is too big? Mm-hmm. What if this person's body mechanics not right to do that?
Okay.
So
how do you define somebody that says that this person this person is successful because they decided to go to Notre Dame and they decided to get a doctorate and they now are established in this business and they're making this amount of money and they deem that as being successful. Mm-hmm. But you have someone that did not go to Notre Dame. They actually got a GED and did this, and the third, actually built a business and have been extremely successful.
Once again,
where's the standard? How do you find a common standard for people from broad spectrums?
Once again, just like I use the speed, you have to generalize. We generalize.
How do you generalize those differences like that?
We generalizing because most of the people that go to Notre Dame come out like this. Can somebody go over there and do the same thing? Yes. Can somebody go over there and do the same thing? Yes. But 80% of the people that went to Notre Dame got this.
And my say,
that's what we're saying about. That's what we're saying about. We generalize.
And this is what I'm saying.
So see what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Now this is what I'm saying.
I see what you're saying, but I just don't see how you can generalize those broad spectrums.
We generalizing because nothing's going to be 100%.
But and listen, okay, I get that. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that because we're living, and I'm using reality. Mm-hmm. So those standards, and that's why I use from the rising of the sun to the going down of the same. I use that because that was the general standard some years ago.
But what's that? But you said what? I'm asking a question because I want to know about that. I want to know about that. Because you said that back in the day when they said they actually thought that the sun
went up.
Was going
came back down.
But was the sun actually doing that back then?
No.
So it wasn't. That's not the truth.
Sorry, listen to what I'm saying. but they didn't know it.
See, that's what we said.
Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just talking about that part right there.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. It don't matter, but it mattered to somebody enough to put it in scripture. Let me finish. And no, but it became. I know it doesn't matter. This is what I'm saying. But they didn't know it wasn't true. Let me finish. Let me finish my statement. My statement is. So we generalize and say we have standards. What I'm saying is. And the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is not because of the 8 out of the 10 men, the 8 that does it and the 2% that doesn't. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it based upon those numbers. That's true. All you're saying is true. You know majority rule. I believe in majority rule. I believe in stats. I preach stats all the time. I believe in all these things. I swear I do. My I guess my idea, my concern, my thought in this matter is the standard keeps changing. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. So wait, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because in the 1970s, the standard was go to school, get a job, you're gonna be successful. That was the standard in the 70s. Buy a house. They had standards in the 70s. You get to the 90s, it's changing. Because now you got the time, and then you get to the 2000 in the age of the internet. When 60% of the jobs in 2000 didn't even exist in 2005. Let me finish, because they had a standard. So in the standards, you go to school, you get this job, you go to college, you be successful. That's not true today.
It's not.
Well, stop, man. Stop.
But the standard didn't change.
It did change. Want to know why?
Because that wasn't.
Let me finish, man. Let me finish. That standard did change. I'm going to tell you why that standard changed. That standard changed because today, 75% of the people that go to school do not have a career in the field they went to school for. So we grew up under you do A, B, and C to be successful. So success had a standard.
Yeah.
Well, that standard has changed.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That standard. I'm just saying. I'm not saying
over
that's
time.
the standard.
Over time, it's changed.
I'm just saying times keep changing, and this the fluidity I keep speaking about. The fluidity I keep speaking about puts people in a certain position where you can't say what you said anymore, and we can't do it daddy's way. That's all I'm saying. So now the standard for running used to be this. But when somebody else learned it, they changed the standard and say, now you can change it and shift it and do that.
Right.
I'm not saying we can't do no foundational work. I'm saying that as time, and that's why I keep saying about
where's the grace
and
for
the people. But not just the grace, Tim, and that's true too. I'm just talking about the
for
times.
the change. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Things are changing. It used to be hard work pay off. Mm-hmm. That's not the truth anymore. Hard work does not pay off. You know what pays off? Good ideas. There are more. Let me finish.
It's still hard work.
It's not hard work.
It's different type of hard work.
Wait a minute, Tonio. Listen to what I'm saying.
It's different type of hard work.
Wait. Tonio, listen to what I'm saying, Tonio.
Instead of doing this, you working this.
Listen to what I'm saying, Tonio. Wait a minute, Tonio. Tonio, you don't even have to do that anymore. You do know Elon Musk is not an engineer.
Yeah, you gonna naming people.
I got to, man.
No, you can't. You name that. You go again. That's what y'all do.
I cannot stop, man. I cannot substantiate my point. It used to be the time that you had to be integrous to be the president of the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Daggone it, it's not true no more.
No.
You got a criminal who probably gonna win. Dude, that wasn't a thing 10 years ago. Again, here we go. Listen what I'm saying. Say what you want to say, Tony. Because what's it called? What's his name? Barack Obama didn't have a lot of money. So can't do like this money. Because Barack, stop, man.
Yeah, you go name it.
I got to.
No, but you can't do this. That's why I said.
Tonio,
that's why I said.
Tonio, listen what I'm saying. Listen, Tonio, listen what I'm saying. You did generalize.
And he picks the one out, the two
Wait a minute,
out,
Tonio.
the three out, the four out.
No, wait a minute. I'm talking about the truth, though.
I never said. I'm just saying.
You can't say. You have to substantiate your point.
But I said we generalizing. Turn should generalizing.
Keep generalizing, but y'all can't take away the fact that Donald Trump was our president.
What that mean?
Tonio, we had a criminal as president. Tonio, criminal president.
Okay. What are you saying?
And that was not.
Tonio, come on. Tonio, think about what I just said.
Okay.
Tonio, we voted for a criminal.
Okay.
That was never. And he's not one person. Stop right there. Because that one person, you say it can't be one person, but people set precedents. Wait a minute. Stop right there. People set precedents. Mark Zuckerberg does not code anything.
Can I ask you this real quick?
Let me finish, Antonio. Let me finish. You don't let nobody finish nothing. I let you talk.
Go ahead.
You got to
Go
let
ahead,
me talk.
man. Talk. Go ahead,
Thank
talk.
you.
Go ahead.
Mark Zuckerberg can't code anything. He can't code anything on a computer, bro. He had an idea of sharing the social. He had an idea about social network, but he don't know anything about coding. My point about it is, we said a long time ago, hard work pay off. Right now, you ain't got to go to hard work. Guess what you can do right now? You can get on YouTube or you get on a podcast and talk about sex and make millions of dollars once a week. That's not hard work. That's naturally what you do. Tony, let me finish.
I ain't say anything.
Let me finish. You can set something up, talk about it. If you're famous and it hit, boom, you successful. Everybody else pick up on it, do the same thing. And now everybody's talking about relationships. When one person gets on talking about relationships, now you got a whole bunch of little Kevin Samuels making money, doing this and doing that. He ain't on hard work. He getting up there talking about life. When I'm talking about the hard work, it's hard physical work. That's what I want. Let me make this clear.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
That's
so
what I'm
hard
trying to say.
physical. Wait a minute. Hard physical. So when they said hard work don't pay off, they were talking hard work pay off. They were talking about physical work. They weren't talking about mental work. With that statement, it's a physical statement, bruh. Because the man who worked hard made the statement. So they weren't talking about his brain. He was saying, get out there and hustle, boy, and get a job. That's what he was saying. You get out there and do that. You make a living you grinding. I was even taught make a living with your hands, Tonio.
You was, man. You stop picking
That's
people
how old men talk.
But you point Donald Trump out. You point Barack Obama out. Listen, buddy.
I can't do. Stop telling me what I can't do.
But how can you use one man and talk about everything instead of using the 80%?
Because
we talk about one man.
Because I'm talking about the president, and you can only be one president, Tonio.
But you talking about still one president.
Tonio, it set the standard.
No.
Everything is affected. Everything is affected.
Tonio, let me finish. Let me finish, man. You never let nobody finish. I'm not finished.
I was talking over. I thought you was finished.
No, because I'm talking about the president.
Go ahead.
And the president can only be one man.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about Donald Trump because it set a president. And it only takes one person to set a president, Antonio. I'm not talking about all the presidents. I am saying one president changed what all the presidents did and made change.
Will come.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not.
Because they're like if Donald Trump.
I guarantee you,
let me
when
finish.
Donald Trump did,
Let me finish.
guarantee what Donald Trump did, nobody's going to be able to do
Let me finish again. Yes, it is, Antonio.
No, they're not.
He
Antonio.
changed the standard.
No, they're not.
And
No,
guess
they're
what?
not.
And guess what?
I guarantee you, I never got like Donald Trump.
And guess what? Then you got to say something about Barack Obama and say ain't gonna be no more black presidents no more.
Your
What?
fingers in my camera.
You gonna say ain't gonna be no more black presidents?
What?
You got to see what I'm saying? Let's use the general. If you're
Generalizing.
I'm generalizing. Nobody gonna do what Donald Trump did because of what he did. But then ain't nobody can't be a black president no more. Then
Tony, you got to generalize.
I am generalizing.
You're not generalizing. Using one man.
You said nobody else can do what Donald Trump did. Nobody else can be like that again.
Because it was unsuccessful. It failed.
What failed? Donald Trump did not fail, my brother. Donald Trump succeeded.
And so he won. So he succeeded and did get back in the chair.
Tony about to run again and he's winning.
He lost.
Tony, he won.
He lost.
Oh man, you messed up. You're missing the point.
Donald Trump just lost.
Tonio, a lot of good presidents lose the presidency, Tonio, a lot of good men do. Jimmy Carter lost and he was a preacher. So don't do that.
What that mean? When we talk about Donald
Jimmy
Trump?
Carter is so preacher or gangster, you can lose.
Yes, but we talk about Donald Trump.
Tony,
you pointed out Donald Trump.
You told he been a bad man.
No, I never said he was a bad man. I never said he was a bad man.
Was he successful? Tonio, listen what I'm
was, but you said.
Tonio, listen, you just saying. You said Donald Trump lost.
He did lose.
So did Jimmy Carter.
But we can't say about Jimmy Carter because we been talking.
Why did he lose?
Listen, you can't.
Why did he lose?
Can I say?
No, you got to say why he lost.
Well, I don't know why he lost.
You don't know why Jimmy Carter lost.
I'm not telling you because it doesn't matter. We're talking about Donald Trump.
Tonio, I'm saying this.
We're talking about Donald Trump.
I'm talking about the presidency.
We're talking about Donald Trump.
I'm talking.
See how
I
you
ain't doing it up.
Are you talking about Donald Trump?
I'm not. I'm talking about the presidency.
I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Tonio, I'm talking.
I'm talking about Donald Trump.
Tonio, you're missing my point, Tonio, and you're not trying to listen. You don't listen. That's your problem. Why don't you listen?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Stop listening to what I'm saying. Let me get my words out.
Keep saying you never finished. But go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
Now, let me finish what I'm saying. I'm saying that the truth is fluid. I'm saying standards change. Old men back in the day, let's go back to what I started saying, said hard work pay off. They were talking about physical work, Antonio. You want to know why they're talking about physical work? Because we weren't in an age of technology like we are right now. They were talking about carpentry, electricians, and plumbers. That's what they were talking about. Tony, that's what old men were talking about, Antonio. You say what you want to say,
Okay.
but I heard
You gotta work hard though.
And now what?
What am I saying? No, you don't have to work
Different
hard.
way. You still working hard.
You're not working hard, Antonio.
So you think podcasters
I'm
don't work
finished.
hard?
Huh?
Podcasters don't work hard.
No, I do not work hard.
The podcasters don't work hard.
Tony, I don't work hard.
I'm talking about podcast.
Antonio, I got a podcast.
No.
All right, I'm
I'm not
finished.
talking about
Go
you.
ahead, I'm
Once
finished.
again, see, this
You
what
asked me a question. I'm in the podcast world. It's not hard work,
Hey, Ted,
Antonio.
this is what I mean.
T
Hey,
and I
Ted.
doing it. T, is this hard work?
Hey, Ted, do you got a
This is not hard work.
full-time job? Do you have a
Yeah.
full-time job? Podcasters doing it. That's their full-time job. I'm talking about them.
You're not talking about me.
No, I'm talking about podcasts that do this every
Yeah.
single day. They have to work hard, come up with content day in and day out. Keep that
Antonio,
That's
it's
what
not
I'm talking
hard.
about.
It's work. It is work.
It's not hard work.
It's work.
See, now you saying, I guarantee
Antonio,
you it's
I'm
hard work.
doing
All
it.
podcasts say it's hard work.
I don't have to call myself, Antonio.
I'm just telling somebody to do something once a week.
That's why.
doing what
That's
you're doing, Tony.
why.
I'm finished with you, man.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm done with
That's
him.
why there's
I'm done with him.
That's why you can't.
I'm done.
That's
You can't
why
say
we
something.
can't.
I'm
That's why
done
saying we
with it,
can't.
Antonio.
You can't
With the
say
Now you
standard.
can't even. Now you skip over me. You like Skip Bayless.
I'm
And
talking about-
it's like Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp.
No.
You talking Shannon Sharp? I'm doing it.
No, I'm not
You
talking about.
are,
I'm
you
talking
are.
about a full-time podcaster.
Antonio.
You're not a full-time
I said,
podcaster.
Tony,
We
You
actually
actually-
podcast more than the average podcaster.
Antonio,
I'm talking about.
It's not what they were talking about.
Listen, I'm talking
Antonio,
about. What I'm talking about is a podcaster.
Well,
That's all they do.
Antonio, I came up with the podcast.
I'm not saying that, man. I'm talking about you actually the podcast.
It's not hard
I'm
work.
talking about somebody that did. I'm talking about somebody
But the hard
that don't
work-
preach, that don't got to work 40 hours. They pin the 40 hours you put on your job. They put that in the podcast.
It's not hard work, Antonio. It's
Yeah.
just not hard work, buddy. You say what you want to say, but I've experienced it. Now you're gonna dog my experience.
No,
in front of my face.
That's why everybody-
man.
I never seen you do 40 hours in podcast. No, I didn't.
Antonio,
Everybody's
no, I didn't.
experience
I
is
just
different. That's why
I
you
never
can't
seen-
categorize
But
everybody.
you
into
can't.
the-
So he
So you
can't say
can't-
it's not hard work. Then he
I-
can't say it. You just said everybody's.
I can-
So he
okay,
can't
I'm
say
saying
it's
they
not.
can't. I'm saying
I'm
they
saying
can't
it's not.
classify into
And you can't
one.
say anything because you ain't got one.
Okay, but I can start that just because I
But
don't have
my
one to say something,
experience,
though.
Antonio.
But you can't say it's not hard work.
Antonio, I can't
So a
because I'm
full-time
doing it.
podcaster. All
Antonio,
right.
it's not.
All
Look,
right.
watch me say it in front of your face. It's not hard
All
work.
right.
So
You just don't
anyway,
believe it's hard
the
work.
hard work you're saying
Yeah,
hard
'cause you
work
gotta-
is with your
Physical hands. That's what he's. I'm not
I'm
talking about
talking
that.
about in context with them old men were saying.
Yeah.
Because I came up with the cons.
You talking about this?
But
You
that's
talking
what
about that? I ain't talking about that.
That's what
I'm not talking about
but
that.
that's not what he said. I
I'm not
came up
talking
with
about
it.
that just goes to
Listen,
show.
I came up with it. I
That
said-
just
I
that
said
just goes.
old men said
That just
hard
goes
work.
to show that the standard of hard work you're saying has changed.
I
Which is
keep
now-
saying
He's saying that. He's saying that
going thing.
He said hard work is just physical labor.
No, I did. I said the old
In the
men.
past.
That's
I
what
said
he was saying.
No, I didn't. See, you're not
What you say?
listening.
What you say?
I said what our fathers were talking about.
What's the hard work of this?
This is what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
saying what they told us.
That's what I said.
Listen, I'm saying that has changed.
Okay.
That you're not. You just you're shooting, but you're not
No,
listening.
I'm not. I'm not saying that the hard work of physicality might have changed.
I
but
said
hard
that.
work hasn't changed.
Antonio, listen what I'm saying.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Hard
That's what I'm
work-
different.
Stop right there.
He's saying that the hard
don't-
labor work hasn't
Antonio,
changed.
you don't have to work hard no more to be successful. The days of working hard to be successful in anything is over. You have to work smart. The days, and as I tell you now, work smart, not hard.
So you can't work mentally hard?
Let me finish. Work smart, not hard. Everybody's saying the same thing. And because man, here going to be being philosophical again, is made of 70%, 75% water, we always move to the place of least resistance. So now we are doing everything to make life easier. That's what we're doing. Right now, it was a time when you had to use a 7-pound hammer. Now you get a 2-pound nail gun and build a whole house. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah. It was a time you really, your arms, Popeye arms. You had to really labor to do something. Today, you just don't have to.
It's changed.
So when I'm back to what I've said before, the standard is changing. That's all I'm saying. The standard keeps changing. And in an ever-changing world, how do we define success and the grounding that's necessary for everybody to get up? That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now we gotta you can sit back there and you can think okay, what I do? This, and that. Okay, good.
See, and again, I totally disagree. Because
billionaires.
I totally disagree.
You got kids. Right now, you got kids. You got kids right now in basements.
I'm doing talking.
I know. You got kids because you got kids. Because my children see kids because you got children in basements right now with 2 cameras. Right now, you got people who are millionaires. You ready for this? And all they do is what you call them? Is twerk.
Oh yeah.
You got that's not hard work. Yeah. Tell me it's hard work, Tony. Let me hear it.
Hey, Tim, once again.
Let me hear it.
He taking out. Once again, that's what he's doing.
Ideas.
Once again, is he doing? He taking out once again, same thing I said he doing. He taking out the 2 out of the 10. That's what he doing.
No,
how many women out here? Tell me something. How many women out here got the body to twerk?
No.
How many women out here got the body to twerk?
That's not what I'm talking about.
No. Let me talk. I let you talk.
I'm talking about the success. See how he changed
it?
No,
I'm not changing anything.
Because it's women right now.
No. We talking about the
body to twerk. There's women right now who ain't got nobody making millions twerking.
No, they not.
Yes, they are. But you just don't like big women. There are big girls right now making millions. Or skinny girls making millions.
Just because they're big in the body bag.
I'm not talking about bad bodies. I'm talking about millionaires and success. I'm talking about success.
I don't like big women.
Tonyo, I'm talking about success.
Okay.
We talking success. You talking about body types.
No,
you just said how many. And he is missing what I'm saying. You are completely missing what I'm saying.
So what I think we should do
is finished. We can't get in the gun.
Let us talk. We just take a few more minutes and you tell us about Antonio.
No. We gotta finish
this. We cannot finish this.
We can't finish.
We're gonna finish this.
We're gonna finish this.
So that's
then you talk the whole 40 minutes and you still won't let me talk.
Go for it.
Thank you.
You got the floor.
I got the floor. Now, like I said before, once again, he did it with Donald Trump. He doing it with Barack
Obama.
No, what's
Jimmy Carter.
No, not Jimmy Carter. What's the rich man you just named? The white guy with the bucket.
Elon Musk. And Mark Zuckerberg.
So that's what they do. They put out 1 or 2 people to prove their point when we got millions of people walking around. They don't do none of that. He pulls out Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who lost. If he was so much the man, he was so much how he lose. He lost. Did Donald Trump just do the presidency or did he win?
He won.
Did Donald Trump lose or did Biden win?
He lost that one.
He lost that one. But the first one he did.
But the first one he won.
Yes, he won the first one.
I'm talking about the winner.
He won the first one.
And he probably win this one.
Oh, listen.
It's a great possibility.
Listen. Once he got himself in the chair. Mm-hmm. Why he got billions. He got himself in the chair. Once they seen how he was, once he got in the chair, what he do? He messed it up for every guy that just like him. That's all he did. So the standard ain't changing nothing because one guy got in the chair. So the standard changed.
I guess the question would be,
look at the rest of them that's running.
So I guess the question would be,
everything, but they ain't win no president. Biden gonna win again.
So the question would be,
Biden against Trump, man.
How? Okay, so based off of this, how do you? Because it seems like, in your opinion, you don't value or think that the extra few. Like the majority.
I didn't say I didn't value.
No, the majority basically rules.
It does.
Okay. So how do you create a standard based off of? I'm saying
it's not me.
No, I know, but I'm saying your recommendation as far as when you agree with him with all of the stuff, that's fine.
Agree with terms?
Yeah.
Okay.
But as far as what would be ultimately, I hear all of that, but what would be? How would you come to a ground for that? How would you create that?
That would have to come from multiple. That's not Antonio. That can't come from Antonio.
But would that not include? Would it only be majority rule? Is that just what it would be? Period.
Yes, because just prime example, how you said about Notre Dame doctors. Mm-hmm. Would you? So if 80% went that route and was successful, that's the standard. Why? So we're not going.
For me, it's different because I see success in that, and I see success in both ways. So that's why I'm saying, how do you create?
But you see 20% and 80% over here. So what would you tell your son?
Don't go to college.
No, we're not talking
if you don't know where you're going.
Talking about
definitely tell my son.
No, we're not talking.
Unless you know what you're doing.
See, that's what I'm saying. We use college for. We use college for the example. We're not saying college. We're not saying college.
Don't ask me then.
Let's ask Tia. I said Tia.
She ain't got a son. She got a daughter.
Okay, I said your child. Okay, listen. If you was your child with 80 with 20, that's what once we go and once.
But see, I think that's what. I mean, for me, that's what our parents did. They told us to do that, and we wind up turning around and doing now what we really.
Tell you do what?
They encourage us to go into the medical field. They encourage us. I mean, I'm talking about from my perspective.
But black family definitely ain't do that.
Some black families
definitely wasn't about the white man's education.
No, because they didn't want to go through the same thing. They didn't want us to go through the same things they went through. They encouraged us to go into nursing, go into justice system, go into this, go into these things that might not have been what you really was born to be, like how you put a ball in his hand, like that actually what he's supposed. But it's different. Your dad might have said, "Hey, you need to be this, or you should be that, or whatever the case may be." I'm just saying, how do you find the standard?
But it's a black. If we can talk in black and white, black people that ain't how no much black people don't. You know how many black people, small percentage of black people that go to school anyway from now and from back then is real small.
It's not that small.
It's really small.
It's not that small.
Okay, it's small. But like this, it's smaller than those in the white. That's what I'm saying. It's smaller though. That's what I'm saying. It's still smaller.
So then, did we count black people out of that number? That's what I'm saying. When you create those boundaries, you can just, it's no way to find the balance in that. Like, how does it?
There is no 80-20. There is no balance in 80-20.
Okay, so then we would throw away the minority, which would be the black. And we would go with what the white people think, right?
No, you miss what I'm saying. I'm not saying. Listen, I'm listening. We saw 80. I said that black people. My mother. You said that parents told kids to go to school. I don't remember that though. I don't remember a lot of parents forcing us to go to college and different things.
Antonio, that's the general rule, brother. You're moving generalities. That's general, sir. Sir, that's general. Sir, that's general.
What's general? Go to school?
Go to college and get a good job. It's a general rule, brother. My parents.
The American way. I guess they say that's the American way. Mm-hmm. But like I said before, is we have to come to a standard, whatever that standard is. Like, I can't come with that standard. Like Turn said, and that's why we got, especially in the black community, it just we like this in the black community, but the white community not like that. Even though we come from a different place than they come from.
That's not good, bro.
And we got different stuff on. We're less fortunate. We're less poverty.
Bro, you're not good, bro.
But listen. I'm not saying that black people need to do what white people do. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that white people has a type of standard. Prime example, passing down wealth. Black in the passing down wealth. In the black community, the ones who do got it don't pass it down. See, stuff. That's where the unsuccessful. The ones who.
You're not good, man.
Can I finish?
Go ahead, bro.
Because you saying I'm not good. A lot of people agree with you. Won't agree with
That's
you.
not
Listen,
good, man.
in the black family, wealth don't go down. In the black family, wealth goes up. In the white family, wealth goes down. In the black family, the money goes up. In the white family, it goes down.
You mean the black goes up, white goes down? I hear what you're saying.
I said the white go up and the black go down?
Yeah.
Huh?
Go what you're saying.
The black goes up
and the white
goes down.
You're right.
Yeah, the black goes up and the white comes down.
Right.
Okay.
And that's how they establish generational wealth.
Okay.
Understand? So my thing is this: if we come, because guess what? That's their standard. However they started, however they started out. Thank you. Prime example, like I said, starting. Mm-hmm. When are we going to start the generational wealth going down to the ones who got it? That's the standard right there. That's the start. The ones who do have it. That's what Terrence talking about. A start, a generational start right there. The ones who do have it, let's start sending it down instead of sending it up. That's the standard right there. That's all Terrence. That's what I'm saying, and that's what all Terrence saying. All these different nuggets all over the place and different things that. Yeah, guess what? It's true. But there has to be a standard of success. Even though we can say different individualized, yes, we all know that. But there still had to be a standard of success, and it has to be black and white, concrete, just like every other race has it. We don't have that. We don't pit one another on. We go against each other. We hate each other, and we kill each other. And guess what we got? A dysfunctional race.
All right.
I'm using that for this.
Who defines the standard?
Huh? See, my thing is, my thing is.
But let's not just get. Like I said before, I can't come out.
See, with that, he's right. Mm-hmm. But see, I'm not saying you're wrong about what you're saying, but I am saying that what we are doing today is what the European did during the days of the cowboys. We never had our experimental years. Mm. They had years to experiment with wealth. Yeah. And with failure, and with loss, and with land grants. All the things that we need today to say, okay, to have a bottom line. We don't have a bottom line. We don't have a step. Everything we're doing today is what they did in the cowboy days. They killed each other for absolutely no reason. So we see it right there. All they do right now is glamorize it. Yeah. And so you see these things. We didn't have those years. So you're talking about 400, 500 years to develop a society versus 200. Okay. We're in and right now, if you don't see the whole picture, and that's why I keep saying it's fluid, if we don't see that whole picture, we don't see that we're in those years. And if you can measure the years that we're in, you can also see when we're going to come out. So when will the family start establishing that? Wow. That is a standard. All I'm saying is, without looking at the whole picture, there go that liberal and conservative side that open up that whole picture. You'll make statements like, we got to do this. And I'm saying there is no way for us to do this within this context, within this corporation that's built for us, designed for us not to do that, so to speak, today. Okay. And if we don't look at it, we'll keep looking at it as is this, and this. I'm not saying it ain't those 5 pointers. You need a family. You need, I'm okay with understanding the family structure, the political structure, the economical structure, the religious structure, and healthcare. Mm-hmm. I'm okay looking at those standards and okay if we can develop those 5 and say, okay, within those 5 different structures of society that builds a society, we need to be strong in our healthcare. We need to be strong or in the education system. We need to be strong in our political system. We need to be strong in the family structure. And we need to be strong in our religious structures. Mm-hmm. So those 5 structures, if I miss one or say, okay, so we need to lock those in as a people. Okay. But when life and society keeps shifting, it's hard for us to find footing. That's all I'm saying. So no, I'm not saying that you are wrong about what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I do agree.
Life shifting foot just for black people or everybody?
Right. Listen what I'm saying. Watch
everybody.
But no. It flips.
Didn't have those years.
Wait. No.
But my question is: Are you saying that we need, like right now, as far as the black race, we need to allow time to run its course in regards to that?
It have to run its course.
Okay. I think what I get from what Tonio is saying is that we should be able to almost kind of cut that because we can't. Learned. Right. Okay.
That's not the way society.
That's the debate.
That's not the way society as a whole works. Okay. We always look at we look at the Jews, and we even compare ourselves to Jews.
Right.
You know, we can decide to do whatever we want to do.
But whatever
we want to do, we can decide. You notice that? That's what my thing is. We can decide to do whatever we want to do.
He's not getting it.
We can decide to do whatever we want to do.
That's an individual thing.
We can stand up. We can stop police brutality. We can come together and stop police brutality. We did it.
Have we?
No. Has it changed? Have we put a dent in it?
Yeah.
We put a dent in it.
Yeah.
We
put a dent in it.
We stood up. See, we can decide to do whatever. We can come together when a white man kill a black man.
Right.
We came together. Mm-hmm. We stopped. We just clicked.
Yeah.
We stopped.
Fine.
It's going on 500. We jumped up and we stopped it. Right away. Bam, we stopped it. No, we ain't gonna do that no more. Enough is enough.
Okay.
We stopped. We stood up. We could. You know, let's say about black man black guy get killed by a cop, and it's just unarmed.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know what? You ain't hear about that yet? Because we put an end to it.
And I'm saying
we can end it against the white man, but can't end it against us.
But this is what I'm saying.
Decisions and choices.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Because of where we are in our history. No, I'm serious. Because of where we are, this is how I feel. This is what I feel, and this is the facts, and this is what we see. Because of where we are in terms of our history, who we are as a people. So we get this one thing out that we fight against this. This one thing then brings in other things, in other changes and policies. It has to start somewhere. Like you were saying, it does have to start somewhere. And so now we're making that start. But we are not going to be able to fix all this stuff in 20 years.
No.
Let me finish. In 20 years. And why can't we fix this stuff in 20 years? If everything stayed where it was, if everything just stayed where it was, AKA if life was like it was in the 60s, the late 60s, early 70s, when what? When we had factory jobs. When a father just had to get out of school and work at, I'm in Baltimore City, Sparrows Point. And the mama was a teacher and buy a house, 30-year mortgage. Back in the day, the mortgage was $68, $72 a month, $173 a month. That was it. And you can be gainfully employed, have a Cadillac. I mean, did you pay for your kids to go to school? But that was the standard if things stay the same as they were, if things were today as if they were in the 70s. My thing is, because time keeps changing, because the times are changing faster, those standards are also changing. Therefore, what we said, the stuff we're saying today, y'all do know we won't be saying in 5 years.
Yeah.
This conversation will be irrelevant in 5 years. Yeah. I can guarantee you that.
Constantly changing. Yeah.
This whole conversation would be
some of the stuff we've been saying for the last 20 years. So
man, this conversation will be this will be an irrelevant. Some of the
things we saying not going to change.
This will be some of the things that won't change. But this will be an irrelevant conversation in 5 years. We will have to say something different, something new, because new policies and things. And now we got another standard. I guarantee you the stuff we're saying in 5, maybe 7 years will be our kids like, what were they talking about? Oh my God. You know, our kids be like, what was this? What are they talking about this? What are they talking about? Because things keep changing. Like we're saying the same thing about our parents. Yeah. Things just change. And if in an ever-changing world, how do those standards get set? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking.
That's what I was asking.
Just how do we just lock certain things in when, okay, the needle keeps moving? So you tell me so when you say do 1, 2, and 3, I'll be this. Then when and then 20 years from now, you do, I can't do 1, 2, and 3 no more. Like, that's over. And I'm not talking about the tradition of being respectful. Because the Bible even says some traditions we hold on to, some traditions we let go. So I'm not talking about being respectful. I'm not talking about loving your significant other and your and the opposite sex and your counterparts. I'm not talking about you know what I'm saying, be good to yourself and take care of your health. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that. But years ago, they were telling us, now I'm not in health, but years ago they were telling us that eggs and coffee was good.
Absolutely.
With more research now, they're saying, but see, more research, you get more research, and people coming on, they were saying, hey, eggs, cholesterol, high cholesterol, this and that. Yeah, the food chart. Now we get those food charts, and they're saying, hey, some people are saying that, hey, you get the Dr. Sabers of the world and said that whole food chart is trash. Like, you don't need cheese in your diet.
Right.
You don't need dairy in your diet. Dairy used to be on the food chart.
Yes.
Dairy used to be where you get your vitamin D. Let me finish. Where you get your vitamin D. That's a standard, a health standard. It's right there on the chart, right there in the daycare. Dairy, right there. Still teach it. But you listen to Dr. Sabers of the world, he says, please keep that out your diet because it's creating mucus in the body. Yeah. Again, the standards change. That's all I keep saying. Health, money, wealth, ideas, it's right there in your daycare. It's in our churches. It just keeps changing. So how do you, again, the truth, I guess 50 years ago was, you need that cow's milk for your vitamin D. Milk does a body good. Pass it on. That used to be a daggone commercial.
Well, it's a commercial.
Milk does a body good. Today, they saying, stay away from that mucus. Stay away from that cow's milk. You don't need it. Do something else. So all I'm saying is, it changed.
It changed.
That's all I keep saying.
You know how
Go ahead.
It hasn't really changed. How he's saying that dairy milk was good back then, and it's good. Cheese and it is, and cheese was good. Cheese was good back then, and cheese not good now. Cow milk was good back then, and cheese milk was good. Guess what? But guess what being successful was? But guess what being successful was then? A choice, right? It was still a choice. Back then, they told you it was good. You what?
You did it.
You did it. Now they saying it's not good. You don't what? You don't what?
I never.
Let me.
I'm not talking about that. We do got choices.
Come on, bro.
That's not my conversation.
You talking about? Listen, I'm talking about. You talk. See, I'm still in the same ballpark because at the end of the day,
I believe in choices on y'all.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not talking about choice. I'm not going back to choices. Listen. I'm not going back to choices. I'm still going on the standard of being successful. I'm still on that, and I use choice for the example. I'm still on success.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. So if they told you 20 years ago that cow milk was good, that cow milk was good, so drink it, and you drink it, but you didn't drink it, you got sick. Whoever made that choice, did you hear what I said to you? I just said that. If 50, listen, you're not listening to what I'm saying. If 50 years ago they said that cow milk is good, drink it. Right. If you don't drink it, you will die. You had to make a choice whether what? To drink it
or not.
But not drink it. So you had to make a choice. And that's where he's talking about the standard of success has to be. So you can come all the way up to 20 years later and they say that it's not good, don't drink it. And if you do good to drinking, you
don't know what you're talking about, boy.
It's the vice versa 20. It's just vice versa. But you still got a choice, and that's still setting the standard. That's still setting the standard of being successful and unsuccessful. Choices. It's still what I'm saying.
People who drunk that dairy milk back in the day are sick today, Tony.
Huh?
You don't know what you're
They
talking
might be
about.
dead.
You don't
No,
know,
you saying that
you know what
stuff.
I'm talking
You
about.
saying that the standard
You know what I'm talking about,
changing, man. Because you saying that it changed. You saying that it changed. I'm using it for the example. I don't know what it did or what it didn't do.
No, I know. We do know what it did.
Okay, so
Like you got stats and you got death certificates.
Okay.
Don't do that now, brother.
No, you listen to what I'm saying, man.
You don't know what you're talking
I know what I'm
about.
talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not listen. I'm using it for the example. I'm not talking about with your stats or anything like that. You keep saying that this everything changes, but what we talking about is. We try to set a standard, like she asked me, where do we start developing a standard? That's what I'm talking about. I'm using the example. That's what I'm talking about. So the same way I'm saying that the standard starts here, and this has to be a standard. It's the same way with the choices that we have to make. Just like I said before, that out of nowhere, we stood up and stopped police brutality. Out of nowhere, we did it.
So you're saying that the standards will be created based off of the choices we make? Is that what you're saying?
Of course, you have to. If you set a standard, you have to.
I mean, is that what you're saying right now?
No, we're saying if you set a standard to be successful, you still have to decide whether you're going to do it or not to be successful.
Right, but that's what I'm trying to just put it into. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I'm saying I was reflecting off of what he was saying that how he's saying how everything is changing. Everything is shifting. What was good 10 years ago is not good 10 years now.
Yeah. It existed 10 years ago.
Okay, still I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not debating that or disagreeing with that at all. But but we still going back to successful being individualized. Mm-hmm. And I'm still going back with me in turn to saying a lot of other people are saying is that as a whole, especially the black community, we have to set a standard. As I said, that the ones who have the money, let's start going down. He said that some things that you can't. He's saying some things that we just can't stand up and do.
Not right now.
Not right now. That he said we just can't do. And I'm saying that a lot of things that we can just stand up and do, we can't do every single thing. I know that. But some things we can do to shift the change, just like we stood up for that police brutality and shift the change. And we can do the same thing with our health, and we can do the same thing with our wealth. We got to decide whether we're going to stand up and do it or not.
I agree.
And that's the same. But what I'm trying to tell you, that's the same thing. Turn to saying about that's the standard. I said, I mean, that's where I agree with Terrence, and y'all saying that success is individualized, and me and Terrence saying that it's not because we generalize.
Okay.
And that's where we at with it.
That's where we are. Right. That's where we are.
That's where we are.
We had to do a part two.
That's where we at with it.
We ain't even get to you. We gonna have to do a part.
Oh yeah, go get me. Go.
Go ahead, Tony. Tell us who you are, man. Tell us what you do, who you are, what's going on. By the way, everybody, this is what we do.
Listen, we do
worse than
6 hours.
This my brother and I go through this till this is what we do, and we go until we lose our voice.
I do, especially me.
We go so hard. My brother and I go so hard.
We lose our voice.
We lose our voice. That's how hard we go.
I can't talk
and
for 3 days.
I know. Yeah. So this is how hard we go. He stands on what he believes. I stand on what I believe, and we share a bottle of water. We share some jokes, and we see each other the next day. That's how we roll. That's just.
We gotta have a part 2 though.
Yeah. This is the nature of our relationship.
So it's because I believe I keep I just believe there's solution to everything. I could be wrong.
I'm solution based as well.
I'm solution
based as well.
I see both sides. I think that's what I think you see both sides, but
yeah. So this is what we do, everybody. So thank y'all for listening. Listen, Antonio gonna tell us about himself, what he do, what his life is about, what's going on. And I always ask this question after you tell us who you are and what you've been. I always ask the question, what's next? So tell us who you are and tell us what's next.
Yes.
Let us go, bro. Go, bro.
All right, so.
It's your camera right there.
Okay, so my name, you already know my name. So Antonio Figgins. So basically, my journey of life started out when I was I was a little 10. I'm gonna say 8, 9 years old of wanting to play football.
Okay.
So my father was our father was a bishop, and he wanted both of us to do the exact same thing.
Okay.
He wants both of us to be preachers and this, and I was obedient to a certain extent. Was when my brother preached, he would put me right up behind my brother and preach, and I just couldn't get it down packed for nothing. I was up there and basically embarrassing myself. So my father just kept putting me up there, and I didn't have a clue about what I was doing.
Okay.
So that kind of threw me off a little. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of threw me off a little bit of finding my identity.
Okay.
Because now I'm trying to say, hold up, my father was a bishop. My brother can preach. Mm-hmm. I'm a PK. I guess this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but this don't the fit. This ain't this. I knew it wasn't me, but I was kept being obedient. Mm-hmm. So as I aged and got on, as I aged and got older, or whatever, I'm saying like 10 and 12 years old, I still kept trying to be that quote unquote church boy and do everything my father would tell me to do this, get up, do this, that. And then as I guess I got the wall broke and different things like that, I kind of started to coming to my own identity, as though even like I say, when we was coming up, I had all the street friends. Even I was hanging out with guys, even guys let me hang out with them when we was 15 and 16. I was hanging out with guys in the street and different things like that. And I even tried to shy away from that at one point. Cause I was like, hold on, my father preacher, I can't be hanging with these guys like this. Mm-hmm. But come to find out, that's where I felt comfortable the most.
Okay.
As I reminisce and go back, that's where I felt comfortable most. But the thing that was, I quote unquote, found my discipline in that, because I found my discipline in that and my quote unquote work ethic in that, because even though I was hanging with them, I still never did what they did. Okay. And they didn't force me to do what they did, but they wanted me around them. Okay. And I wanted to be around them. Mm-hmm. But it was a hard thing, like he doing that. But that's where my discipline started. My discipline didn't really start in the gym or me lifting weights. My discipline was start out there when all my friends, I'm around a group of my friends, and they doing one thing, and I sit right there and then do nothing that they did. So I was developing discipline then. So now once I started to play ball and train and work out, everybody's like, man, you say discipline, you stay dedicated, this. And I kind of found out reminisce. I said, hold up. I was always being disciplined. I've always been dedicated. I always followed the instructions of my coach. So it kind of became a process and different things like that. And I've always been a leader. But I was a quiet leader. Okay. So I always a leader, but I started off being a quiet leader. I didn't really start talking probably till I got like 25. Wow. Yeah, because I would crack jokes and stuff like that. Right. But once I wait for my family and we together, I will always lead by example. I would never really say nothing. So I lead by like playing football. I'm always the one working out. I get to practice early. I leave late. I know what's one that say, man, you need to be doing this. I just always did things by example until I came to own. Then I grew mature enough to start speaking up and talking, different things like that. So I went on the journey of playing football. Okay. So as I go on the journey of playing football, as I'm reminiscing, we going through football, I always had the dream and vision of playing ball and different things like that. And it seemed like it just wouldn't quite work out like I wanted it to. Like I wanted it to, though. Right. See what I'm saying? But
how did you want it to?
I wanted to, like, go to this big school, play 3-4 years, get drafted late. So that just wasn't a route that I took. Okay. And then but once again, I went against the grain and said, I can do it this way. I can do it this way. I ain't gotta do it that way. I ain't gotta go this way. I ain't gotta do it that way. Like I say, see how I didn't go with the generalizer. I went with the 20%. Instead of going with the 80%. That's what I did. Okay. I went with the 20%. Out of 20% did it.
Okay.
I went the way out of the 2 out of 10 made it. That's the route that I took.
Okay.
I didn't take the other route. Because and in the day, that's the only route that I knew. Because my father was a bishop, he didn't know too many things about sport. So I'm going through this thing by myself and like learning on the job for real. So as I'm growing and I'm training, you can ask my brother, I would train 6-7 hours a day. I would go across the street, pull tires, I was making videos pulling tires. Boy, you tell you bigger tires, pushing the cars.
Wow.
I mean Lincoln. Pulling the Lincoln, pushing the Lincoln, pulling tires. I'm talking about minivans.
Wow.
I'm talking about I'm doing this in 100-degree weather, 10-degree weather. So I'm going. You talking about work ethic? I was banging it and banging it and banging it. But as time goes, and then so I went. But one thing that I did accomplish, that I didn't really think I was accomplished, I did go to college and play ball.
Okay.
So and I actually wound up getting a scholarship at an All-Star game. So I wound up. So I can't say that it was all. It wasn't. I can't say that it was all unsuccessful because a lot of guys don't even go to school.
Right.
So I was actually able to go to school and play ball and have a ball playing. I had a time of my life, man, college ball. Even though it wasn't, had some trial and tribulation with it, but I had a ball playing college ball. So different things going on. So I tried to pursue my professional career. You good?
Yeah.
I tried to pursue my professional career and playing ball. So I tried to go to NFL and different things like that. With training camp with the Ravens, and I was discussing with the Ravens. I discussed with the Ravens and different things like that. And then after I went to the Ravens, I was in the Ravens a couple of years trying to get in with them. Rex Ryan, the defensive coordinator, had went to New York. So I followed him up New York. And guess what? When I first got up there, I was sleeping. I was just going up there. I was training up there by myself, working out, training still. But I stayed in the negotiations with them. So Rex Ryan finally gave me a call like, look, we're going to bring you in. Such. He even called my mother like, yeah, we're going to do this for him, do this for him. But it never worked. It never worked out that way.
Okay.
Never worked out that. But that whole time I was up there, that's when my spirit, man, kind of grew up there.
Okay.
So I was up there like, I was sleeping in the car at one time, and then I had moved into the hotel. But the whole time I was sleeping in the car, I started having all types of spiritual visions.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when I really came into my spirit, man, my spiritual man. I was calling back home like, man, you don't believe what I just saw. I was talking to him like, dude, you don't believe what I just saw. So the whole time, one time I was asleep. Then I wasn't asleep, but I saw the heaven, like the sky roll back. And I saw everything up there that you can possibly. It's so beautiful. The water is real clear. I'm talking about palm green trees and different things like that. So my thing was though that the water was real clear. The water was real clear. So then one time I went to sleep. It's like on I guess like 100. It's one day in the summertime. I was in New York. I went to sleep in the car. I fell asleep in the car, and that was as I went to sleep. I had this.
Hold on 1 second. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna wrap it up on the live, and if you want to hear the rest of this interview, you can hear it on Apple, Spotify, on tomorrow because
you got followers.
I know. Well, you can keep going, but
Not me.
we need to end the broadcast, the
Right.
actual live broadcast.
What's going on?
We need to end it, and then we have to finish listening on Spotify.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to finish the interview. We're not done, but you'll have to tune in tomorrow. You'll have to listen at 1 a.m. This will be available on that broadcast. So we're going to end just the live broadcast on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going dead. It's going.
So this is going down on Facebook.
You won't be able to hear it. It's on this.
Oh, got it.
You
got
got
it.
listeners.
Got it,
Listening.
Got it.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Go ahead,
We're
man.
going to keep going, but I just need to end our live one on Facebook, and then the actual audio will still be available on Spotify.
Okay.
Okay. So let me end it on this one. Give me 1 second, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode of Pastor Anthony Said. Listen, you can get the rest of this audio. It will be available on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon every Tuesday. Thank you, Antonio, for joining us. We are going to continue